Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show that never ends, the Hotel Orloff Show. Oh, hold on. Yeah, that's better. Let's see, comments. Yes, we're going to start doing more live streams here here from the Hotel Orloff in Rural Retreat, Virginia. Um, Simply because I feel these are desperate times and we need a place for fellowship and a way to communicate with others. And I'll try to do a live stream most every night between now and November 5th, with a few nights. Tonight, my wife was going to be working, so I was going to do a live stream, but she's actually sick again. She may be working later, but she's not really scheduled for today, but she was going to go in. Anyway, long story. So um, we have received a package in the mail that was supposed to get here earlier, but we had a problem with Hurricane Milton. So that delayed it a few days. Hold on. Got to turn off the lights because it's the power bill can be very expensive here. Um, my wife's been ill. We're behind, so there is a GoFundMe to help my wife at this address that you can click on through the chat. Be great if someone would help. No one's helped in 17 days, but a lot of people have helped, and it's very appreciated. So fantastic. Let's turn off these lights. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, how about that? Okay. Um, like I said, when we get to 10 people watching, we'll open the package that just arrived in the mail. Just got home from work. Got the Trump rally on. Drew the dog is waiting patiently here in the lobby of the Hotel Orloff. I am one of us, says hello, Grotu. Hello there, I am one of us. Question is, what is us? Who are us? Who are we? You're one of us, but what in the world are we? All right, so I have my unsweetened iced tea. Um, got really cold today, cold enough to turn on the heater. And tomorrow we've got a freeze warning because it's going to get down to 31 degrees, ladies and gentlemen, by early morning. Okay, so we're up to 10 viewers, so we can open the package. Milton, the hurricane, evoked memories of Milton the Monster, the Saturday morning cartoon that I don't remember from my childhood, but I remember from my adulthood buying DVDs of it. It never aired on TV anywhere where I was at. But anyway, so I've got the whole collection of every episode of Milton the Monster on DVD. I thought I had the single issue Gold Key comic book that came out, but I can't find it anywhere. So that's one of those mysteries where I swear I had it. But I might be mixing it up with Frankenstein Jr. and the Impossibles because that also had a white cover and that was also a one shot. But no, I think I have that Milton the Monster comic. I don't know. One of those mysteries wrapped inside an enigma, trapped inside a riddle that will never be solved. Anyway, so I go on Amazon, I look, what are the prices for Milton the Monster on my comic shop and eBay and even Amazon. And, it's, and then I remember, wait a second, I'm doing a GoFundMe. My wife, we're having trouble paying bills. What am I even thinking? But I did see a book about Milton the Monster, and it was $7. And my wife said, "Oh, go ahead and get that. You work hard." I work two jobs. Man, work from I leave at 6 in the morning and I come home at 5, right before 5. So that's a long day. So my reward, I get this book. It's not more than a magazine. It's like kind of like the size of a coloring book, really. It's from Cartoons, or no, Cartoon Research. Okay, I've heard that's a website that's been around since the internet was invented. Presents Milton the Monster Horror Hill Epitaph. This is a real labor of love from Kevin Scott Collier. The creation and history of House Seeker's animated classic with complete episode guide and more. So this guy is someone I'd love to have on this show. If I could track him down. Um, there's all kinds of stuff in here, man. Um, Here's the creator, Hal Seeger. How about that? It's got everything. The This ad that's promoting Hal Seeger's. Well, he did this out of the Inkwell revival of the Max Fleischer, Coco the Clown cartoons that go back to the silent movie days. He revived that around 1960, um, but it has picture of the game, the Milton the Monster game, all kinds of neat stuff. Every episode is in here. It's an episode guide, something that you have to have if you're a monster lover like me. There's a promotional tour of the New York City uh, Toy Fair, and there's Milton the Monster and and Fearless Fly, which was a superhero. Here's the ad for the Saturday morning lineup. Yeah, 1965, at the height of the monster craze, this cartoon went on the air. That's the comic book, man, that I'm seeking, trying to find. I know I've got that book. Like almost 100%, I think I have it. But there's also these coloring books that I've never even heard of existing in this board game. And so much you got to get, right? Okay, so uh, about over a week ago, I stumbled on a claim sale on YouTube. And by the way, can you even hear me? I assume someone would tell me that they can't hear me if they can't hear me. I stumbled on a claim sale, cheap comic collector and psychotronic psychotronic squirt gun. Keep wanting to call him psychotronic sticky goose. Psychotronic squirt gun, or apparently cheap comic collector started this claim sale, and he does it several nights a week and does it on Saturday. So I guess one night, Monday or Tuesday, he's trying to give the reins of that night to psychotronic squirt gun, and but he's sticking around kind of like a mentor, teaching him the ropes, and then he's going to give it to him that night. So, but for right now, they both kind of do the clam sales. So I stumbled on it and I saw a Metamorpho comic book, and it's $2. And I thought, man, no one's bidding on that. So I was driving home from work, so I pulled over and put claim Metamorpho. And then so that was from Cheap Comic Collector. And then I saw some books from Psychotronic Squirt Gun. But you got to get 10 books from the person to get free shipping, apparently, is the way it goes. So I got the books from Psychotronic Squirt Gun like last week because I got 10. And then I only had 4 from Cheap Comic Collector. So on Saturday, I had to go back to his next claim sale to try to pick out more, so I could have 10 books, 10, which means $20 and no shipping. So I found some books, but you got to bid against friends, and it's very tense and horrible. It's not horrible. It's just, you know, it's just like It's just I don't like that. I just rather like buy it now. It's just I don't like competing against people. Friar Tuck says sound fine. Sound is real gone, real good, real groovy. All right, so Cheap Comic Collector has sent this package to me. So we're gonna open it on up, see what we're dealing with. Oh, accidentally, I keep that sticky goose guy that keeps popping up in our feeds. Well, he took a dive for a couple of weeks after the Comic Tom thing, and he's done a couple videos, I think, in the last 24 hours. And he's basically said, I'm going to start being a nice guy now, or something like that. He's he says he has resentment against comic book influencers, and because he didn't know how to collect comic books, he didn't really even hardly even know what they were, but he wanted to be a comic collector, so he listened to people like Comic Book Tom and Swaggle House, and they told him these are the books to buy. And then lo and behold, those books went down in value, and he thought he was being tricked by them, that they were secretly dealers, and that they had steered him wrong, and he had spent all this money, and now he had lost his investment because he was just buying what other people told him to buy instead of buying, what we always say, buy what you like. So he's all upset, and so he wanted to get revenge on those. But now he's saying, I really do want to be one of these people because I don't like the people that watch my channel. They're just a bunch of trolls. But the people that I have the most common with are the people doing other shows. So he says he wants to be friends with them, but he's insulted a lot of them. So anyway, that's the current state of his dilemma. But I don't know. We all have problems, ladies and gentlemen. Like, this is pretty good. This guy packs well. He's got this packed in a Gemini comic supply, and then inside of that, he's got it all bubble wrapped. This guy's good. Oh, and then he says, "Thank you, CCC." I thought it was the Chinese Communist Government. That's CCP. All right, man. So I don't even remember what I got. This should be interesting. Some of these I bid on, and then he said, "Oh, look, there's a giant hole in the back cover. It looks like maybe Lee Harvey Oswald was holding it when Jack Ruby shot him." He didn't say that. That's the kind of joke I'd make. Oh, there's supposed to be a claim or an auction tonight but it's on WhatsApp. Peddlin' Pete, and that guy is funny as heck. I mean, he's horrible too. I mean, he'll rip a Golden Age comic in half or eat a Hulk 180 just to piss off people. But he's funny. But he's on WhatsApp, I was told, and I don't know how to watch WhatsApp. I don't even know what that is. I think you have to watch it on your phone. But I want to watch things on TV right now. I'm watching the Trump rally. They got some speakers, but he's going to go on soon. Okay, let me see what's going on. Here, let me put these in an order. Oh, I didn't even remember. This is going to be fun. Oh, wow. Cool. Cool, man. That's good. Interesting. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, what I saw, let's put these in order. This is the Metamorpho comic that I saw that I wanted to get that lured me into that world of. I think I'm going to wean myself away from these claim sales because it's a painful experience. I'm not going to watch them. It's not that I'm not going to watch content or show. I hate the word content from Cheap Comic Collector or Psychotronic Square Gun. I'm going to try not to watch these claim sales because I wind up spending money I shouldn't. But it's really tense. But you can, like, there was one last night I was looking at it, but luckily there was nothing I wanted. It was just a bunch of Green Lantern core, and by the way, it's pronounced core. I was laughing because Sheep Comic Collector kept saying Green Lantern corpse. That wouldn't be a very interesting comic if it was just about his corpse. I don't know, maybe it would. But you're in good company because what's his face? Barack Obama. I remember him talking about the Marine Corps to a bunch of Marines. It's just, yeah, yeah, it's core. Gomer Pyle, the Marine Corps. Let's see, we've got a red dot appearing at the bottom of my screen. It's Kevin Johnson, the owner and proprietor of Gotham City Comics. Stage. I know he's got some cool stuff. What's up in Mesa, Arizona?
Not much, just trying to get ready for Halloween, get organized.
So you're robbing a graveyard, apparently. Turn your camera sideways. Let's take a look at Gotham City. I'll keep people in suspense about the comics I got. Look at that. That looks like a creep show. Is that the Father's Day creep show guy or a
Yeah.
generic one?
Why do you want to see them sideways?
No, I want your camera to turn sideways so we get the full cinema scope of this division. You're you're in TikTok vision. There you go. That now it's like watching a John Wayne movie.
See, vacuums make good mask stands too.
What is it? Do you have them on?
Oh, it's a
A vacuum
vacuum.
cleaner? I've honestly done that. I swear to God, I've put a mask on a vacuum cleaner. That's about the best use. I mean, I do vacuum. I don't want to act like I'm some Luddite. Library 88 says, classic crispy creep show corpse. Look at that alliteration. He's a poet, man. Amazing.
These are Rice Krispies. Is this what he's referring to?
I don't know. Are they really? Or are you being funny?
Yeah. No, Tom Savini used Rice Krispies, and then the guy who made this mask, he followed in his footsteps and did the same thing.
Did he? That's interesting.
Yeah, these are Rice Krispies. Instead of sculpting all those, you just sprinkle them on. Much easier.
Hey man, what happened to Tom Savini? Does he ever do film work? Is he completely retired?
He teaches classes. He has a school.
Does he?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that.
I see he's been painting a lot.
Tom Savini?
Yeah, he has. He does like a painting like every week. It seems like,
Oh, really?
and then you can
Man,
see him at almost every convention. He buys. You got to hurry up and buy the mask that you want because he'll buy the mask that you want at a convention.
oh, he buys up, he collects masks.
Yeah, yeah. Those are all Rice Krispies. You see those?
Yeah, I went to a horror convention. And most of the horror conventions aren't like the ones I see Dark Ride Dracula go to. They go to these famous monsters conventions where it's all really good stuff. The conventions they had in Dallas were what do they call it? Frightmare Weekend, but it was mostly not the
Like
classic
classic.
monsters.
Yeah.
It was all the pinhead, the modern gore stuff. But and it was super expensive to get in. It was like, I don't know. This was over 10 years ago, but it was real expensive. Like $35, something like that. And my friend Tom, Tom, not Tom Savini, his name is Tom Renoni. He said, hey, he said, you just walk in like you know what you're doing. And I said, well, I don't know about that. And he just walked in. He says, "Watch me do it." And he walked in. He walked right over to Tom Savini, who was sitting there, and he knew Tom Savini from working in Hollywood. he said, "Tom, would you tell these people that we're your assistants?" And he said, "Sure." And Tom Savini said, "Sure, Tom." And he wrote, and so he came out and said, "Now you're afraid of breaking the rules. Here, let's come on in." And Tom Savini, he introduced me to Tom Savini. It's like, he was no bullshit. He really did it. He got us in free to the convention,
It's
and
true, like what you say, but you have to commit to it. You can't back out. Like once you walk through the door, if someone says, "Hey, come here," you can't turn around. You just got to keep walking.
can't run. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you have some credibility. Oh shit, they've got a new. Oh my god, that's already been. It's really
Look at
not
this,
fair. What? Oh no.
like
Oh
a printer.
crap. Do you get it? Uh, do you get a
I
free
gotta send
credit
this.
on that?
Yeah, I have to send this one back.
What? Well, before what happened with? Oh, that looks
It's
like
cool
old
though. This
timey
issue
art.
looks good. Yeah,
Who's that artist? That looks like classic art. I'm trying to remember the artist that. Anyway, that happened with a warrant publication from. Oh no. Well, be careful what you show on my
they're not
G-rated
gonna.
channel.
They won't
Um,
show anything in this. This is a book for children.
well, the thing is that painting was used on the cover of an actual Warren magazine. They reused a lot of Frazetta paintings, but I guess anyway. Did you only get one copy, or did you get one that's?
No, I always get through. I always get like three or four of these.
Is there one that's not damaged?
Yeah, and then they'll replace this one also.
Okay. Is there one that's not damaged in my pile?
Yeah,
Okay, okay, cool. What happened when that happened at the comic store that I used to work at? They replaced it and he was able to keep the damaged one.
most
But
of the
I don't.
time, like this week, they told me just to destroy all the copies, extra copies I had.
Oh, they must have told him to destroy it, but then he still gave it out.
They
Okay.
don't, yeah, sometimes they just say this. They'll put this on there. Please destroy.
Oh, that's great. I wish I had a sign that says please destroy. If you ever have an extra please destroy card, send it to me.
Well, that's a stamp. That's a stamp they put on. I'd like to get that stamp too.
Yeah. Yeah, just if someone dings your car, just type please destroy on the side of their car. Um, John Gores says Tarantino, while working at a gas station pumping Savini's gas, was trying to rope Savini into doing some kind of signing appearance at the video store. Tom was like, "Sure, buddy, we'll do that." did, did he not do it? I don't know. Um, yeah, those are all his Top Stone masks that he's been collecting there from the Top Stone Company. Um, wow. Well, so tomorrow is the big comic book day. Is there anything interesting coming out? Any facsimiles or anything?
There's a cool cover that glows in the dark.
Oh, hey, they have a commercial for that Svengoolie comic book on the Gwen Gooley Facebook page. They're promoting it.
Oh, so it'll finally sell now.
Well, is it not selling for you?
No, you were the only one that got a copy.
Oh man, wait, what was that? That looked somewhat interesting. Okay, well, can we see the full cover? It's just going to be a shitty comic inside. They trick you with these covers that look like they're worthy of being gold key
It's
covers.
a new number. Oh, it's not a new number one. It's
Oh,
number 69.
69. Um, what
This
was the
is a
one?
Crypt of Shadows, and I guess this character was in the some kind of TV show, Werewolf by Night or something.
Yeah, I didn't like that character. Yeah, I didn't really
It's the
like that
first time
show.
he's in a comic book, though, so maybe people will want it. He's like a monster hunter or something.
Yeah. He seemed very much like the guys in the Kamala Harris "I'm a Man" ad, if you know what I mean.
I haven't seen that.
Village people like, if you get my drift.
There's yeah, there's not much this week. I don't know.
What was the Catwoman that had the mirrored cover? What
This
is
was
that
kind of a
called?
nice cover. Look at that. Looks like a photo, huh?
Yeah, but what's the title of it? The what of Cthulhu? The girl called
Mhm.
Cthulhu?
Yeah, the girl called Cthulhu. I guess you remember that Gun
Mickey?
Honey? Remember Gun Honey? You got that one?
Oh yeah, is this well maybe this book's okay. It's kind of
Same company.
oh well let's see the different covers. Well, that second one with the girl in the not that one, the one before it.
I think that was just a photo.
Was that a photo? That's a
That's an
photo?
actual photo, but this is a
Oh
painting.
yeah, I don't like all these extra covers. I was like, what is the real cover to it? What is the official cover for the
I
comic?
guess that is the real cover.
Is
Yeah,
the artwork inside good? Is it a what have you
check
heard
it
about
out.
this
I
book?
didn't even open it. Let's check it out real quick. You guys have any questions? Just let me know.
What is the meaning of life?
This might be one we have to be careful of.
Yeah, 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 please.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
we definitely.
Okay. So yeah, all right. All right. Well, is the art doesn't really look
No,
good.
it's real amateurish looking.
Yeah, no, never mind. But people will say, but it has good writing. But no, if it has good writing, you might as well just write a novel. If you can't draw it, don't make it
Real
a
amateur
comic book.
looking.
Make it a
Look at it.
novel. Yeah, no, never mind. Pass.
Yeah, it's
I
definitely.
guess you can't copyright the name Cthulhu, or it's in public domain. So anyone wants to is gonna. Oh well.
This kind of stuff might be cool to read about in here.
John Goris, thank you for pointing out. Did you see Packard's redo of Kamala's Man Enough video? Yes, it is fantastic. Yeah, I meant to tell people about that. Go to Damon Packard's uh, YouTube. He remixed the commercial with "I'm a Man" and it with that song from the black exploitation film "Are You Man Enough?" Big and bad enough, and he's got all this AI. Just great stuff.
Yeah, this was a cool cover. Look at this.
Oh boy, what is the comic?
It's a video game multiverses.
Oh
It's a video game
yeah,
where they put like Looney Tunes and Scooby Doo and DC and Steven Universe all in one book or one
yeah,
fighting game. Mystique, I guess she has a new costume.
yeah. Well, she sure isn't very lady. They've got her looking
Yeah.
very androgynous there.
Look at this one.
Okay, it's oh my gosh, that's
Yeah, there's nothing. I only read a couple books.
so no facsimiles. Are there any facsimiles on the horizon?
I didn't really see any. Oh wait, next week. Yeah, they're starting to do newer stuff. They're doing like a Venom from like 2019.
What? Oh man. Well, I guess all good things must come to an end.
This might be good. I don't know. I didn't read it.
Everyone has been saying it's good, but
Oh yeah. Hang on one second, guys.
sure.
Which one now?
So,
Tax? Oh, no. Oh, this. Oh, I just got this in. Somebody was here earlier. Oh, really? Yeah. It was maybe this one. Oh, is that the one you wanted? Oh,
I
maybe it wasn't.
moved my Darth Vader clock, but it doesn't sound as good over there. I think I'm going to change it back. I re- yeah, I'm not happy with this.
I don't know anything about Pokemon. Oh, really? Yeah. $12.99. I'll be right over there.
This Darth Vader, my Darth Vader Bible clock.
Play the Pokemon game.
Well, it's nice and toasty here. We've got the heater on. It's it got cold last night. Oh, Last Frontier Comics is here. He says, "Hey guys, whoa, what is up?"
Yeah, I saw a lot of these things. 13 even. Right over there.
Oh, sorry.
Is it?
I was.
Everybody comes over here because they see me punch.
Oh, Marjorie Taylor Greene is talking. Well, that's because he's in Georgia tonight. Paulo says, "What's up, guys? Sticking around for just a few minutes. Have to wake up early tomorrow."
That couple that was just in there, they had American flag hat on, so
Oh, that's cool.
I wasn't worried about what you guys were saying.
Oh, did I say something wrong? What did I say?
No, you weren't. I mean,
Oh, that I
you
was
were just
watching the
talking.
Trump rally. I figured.
You were talking about the commercials. Remember the commercials?
Oh, yeah. But so when I talk, am I audible to your customers? I didn't
Oh yeah,
know. Oh, but
yeah.
I
You
need to
can.
be more careful. Shit. How far can they hear throughout the store, or just if they're standing right at the counter?
I'll turn it down if like there's somebody with like blue hair or something that comes in.
Oh shit. Well, then I need to not
If I
be
see
making
somebody with an
fun.
American flag on their hat, I mean, they're. You don't really have to worry.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, Gary Davis says, "Howdy, fellas."
Oh, look at this! Is a Shockabilly Apocalypse Vampiro comic, and it has a. Uh, it looks like a cover for like corn or something.
Shockabilly. Okay.
I think that's an homage to like a corn album, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. I wouldn't know.
This is kind of cool. This book is all drawn by this same artist that did the cover.
Oh, okay. Now, Violators. The okay is that character from Spawn,
Kyle
the big.
Hotz, he's a really good artist. He normally does covers. He did the whole interior.
Okay. Is he like a Simon Beasley type? What was that Wonder Woman last comic? That Wonder Woman you just showed? Man, they're making her too. Yeah,
Look at
they're taking
Wolverine.
the femininity from every female character, like that
Wolverine's
Mystique.
toast right there.
Oh, up against Godzilla. Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
Kyle Hotz, he's good. You want to see his art real quick?
Yeah, sure.
I follow him on
Jesse
Facebook.
Mars. Hello, fellow comic book junkies. Is that what we are? Oh,
Yeah, look at this. His inks are even better. If it wasn't colored, you'd see even more detail.
okay.
Oh, look at this.
Is this an origin story of Violator? He was a demon, right?
I don't
From
even know who
hell.
Violator is. I'm just
I
looking at
think.
the art.
Yeah, I think Spawn is kind of a devil-based character, like Son of Satan and Ghost Rider. I think that's kind of what
Real cool
McFarlane was
bat.
doing with him, and Violator, I think, was a demon. Um,
Yeah, look at this stuff.
huh. Oh, Steve Bannon gets out of prison in 2 weeks. They imprisoned him just until the election. I'm listening to Marjorie Taylor Greene here.
I found out yesterday if you don't go to prison, you get $25 back from the state here.
If you what, say that again.
I got $25 back from the state since I didn't go to prison last year.
Oh, they give you $25 for not breaking the law during the year and going to prison.
Yeah, if you don't go to prison, you get $25.
Oh my gosh, it's like when the your car insurance company gives you like $50 for being a good
They should
driver
give
or
you.
something.
They should at least give you $50 a year for not getting in an accident.
Yeah, that used to happen with USAA. They used to send a rebate or something like that.
Yeah, it's the first time I ever got money back.
Well, that's good. Hopefully, you'll put it into a top stone mask or something.
We'll put it towards one. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not a. It's you can't get one for time. I guess I'm thinking it's still 1960 something.
I think they used to be like $2.99. Oh, here's inks. It says Violator inks.
This is the link if anyone would like to get on the show. Well, my wife told me that she's pretty sure she's not going to have to work on Halloween night. So she said, well, why don't you stream on Halloween night also and the night before? So that means that that week of Halloween, I could do a show on Wednesday and Thursday. And
When's the costume contest? Absolutely empty. You didn't have them.
well, I guess Wednesday.
That's
I don't.
Halloween.
No, Halloween's on a Thursday, but I don't know. What do you think? Should we do the big thing on Thursday? It's just everyone will already be in costume to give trick or treat, to meet the trick or treaters, but then it's not fun to watch a show while you're trying to,
Doesn't
give
matter.
treats out to the kids.
Doesn't matter. I don't think they do trick or treating out here anymore.
Well, they do in some parts of the world. I mean, I get tons of kids here, but the community does it on Sunday before. Everyone agrees. They just publicize we're doing it on certain night. So that's the way it's been.
They do something called like trunk or treat, where they like go do it out of their cars or something.
Oh, that sounds weird.
I think it was something they came up during COVID, and then they just kept doing it.
Yeah, I don't like COVID traditions. Any tradition that starts out of that horrible debacle, I don't want to cherish.
You don't want to participate in that.
Nah. So you got some cool new stuff. Is it still at the storage? You take it home?
What were we asking about? Oh, the
Your
stuff I,
personal stuff that you got. You're showing me on Instagram.
yeah, I got a Goosebumps mummy case. I got this. You said you had one of these B movie victims.
Yes, they're wonderful. You just have them running away from whatever monster toy. I took them out immediately. Um,
Did you have the same box? Oh, look, I see it was a company on there, but they X'd it out.
hey, I'm gonna switch over to me for a second
Yeah.
because I think I have a match with one of them. Look at this monster on the campus poster. That looks like the
Oh yeah.
couple, one of the couples you've got there, right? Uh, let's go back. Um, Actually, yeah, it's pretty much. Although I think that same running couple was featured on several AIP posters. Um, yeah, that's a wonderful.
I think
Yeah,
their eyes need a repainting.
yeah, you don't want to get those. You can actually have them facing the monster, and then you don't have to see the horrible eyes on them.
Sometimes all you have to do is put a white dot in the middle of the black dot,
Yeah,
and then it changes the whole eye.
yeah. That's a
Makes it.
toy from. Man, I would say that's
I'm
maybe
saying early 2000s.
2010. Is there a date on it?
No,
It's before.
they crossed out the manufacturer.
I'm thinking that's from about 2008. It was before I met Cleo.
Yeah, it was before I opened in 2011 because I would have ordered this.
That Grim Ghost comic comes with the Grim Ghost Mego figure, a replica of that.
Yeah, number one.
Yeah.
What else did I get? Oh
You
yeah,
got the mummy.
Mandrake the Magician.
Okay, a Mandrake the Magician. That I wonder if that's the only time the Mandrake's been made into an action figure.
It's the only one I've ever seen, so I bought it.
Yeah.
And
Those
then I got
King Features put all their characters together: Mandrake, Flash Gordon, the Phantom for that 1990s cartoon Defenders of the Earth.
I could have ordered them through NECA, but I know they wouldn't have sold. I would have had to buy a case of them. I got Dustin. Good.
Oh, so that's a new figure. It's not something from the 90s.
No, it came out maybe last year, but I could have ordered it, but like 12, I couldn't sell 12 of those. I could have only sold maybe
No,
one.
nobody even knows who Mandrake is, and having the Defenders of the Earth on it, I would have made it a Mandrake because I don't know who you'd really sell it to. Someone nostalgic for the 90s, maybe.
Yeah. Then I have that mummy kit, and that was
Yeah,
the highlight of the haul.
yeah.
He said he
He,
had
he
gotten a whole collection of those in, all the glow ones, and he said he sold them all.
yeah,
He had the Phantom, he had all of them except for, and he only had Mummy left, and that was the one I needed the most because I didn't have a Mummy, even a reprint of him.
yeah. The Mummy is the one I got as a kid in second grade in 1972, and the one you got is boxed, and it's looks about the same condition as my childhood Mummy box that
He only
I
glued
only
that.
saved the boxes for the Mummy and Frankenstein. The other ones, because they took up so much room as a little kid, I decided to cut the boxes and put them in a scrapbook so they wouldn't, I just cut the picture off. I didn't save the whole box. Um, but the Mummy and Frankenstein, I saved little army men in those boxes so they survived. And now they're prized possessions of that magical
I didn't
time when I was
realize
getting into monsters.
I didn't realize how better the pictures look on the original boxes.
Yeah. You know that Raymond Castile live stream, I watched part of it and it just makes me really want to be a part of that monster communities. It's far more interesting to me than anything. I I like being around people that love monsters.
Yeah. You
I
think they
don't
would
mean
welcome
Kamala
us?
Harris fans,
You think they
but
will
they
welcome us?
love monsters. Not that kind of monster.
I don't know if they'll welcome us into their community. Maybe try.
Well, then we'll start our own monster community. I don't know. Are we not cool enough? I don't know. We're making assumptions, but
I think we're too off topic. I am. I know I am all the time. I never stay on
well,
top.
then I don't want to stay on topic. I have too many interests. I know that you know the Dark Ride Dracula people. They've said that they've been kicked out of other communities or were treated very unwelcome by other communities, and I'm sure they're talking about music because they also have a lot of videos that they've done about Danzig and they're really into Halloween, monster rock and roll stuff. And
How the hell are you gonna store all these?
what are people talking about here? Oh, Kevin Strange Life. Greetings, everyone. Having dinner soon and calling it an early night. Wanted to say hello and ask Kevin if he has any of the Bruce Hamilton black and white magazines from 1991 called Grave Tales.
I'm gonna have
Bruce
to put all my.
Hamilton, 1991, Grave Tales.
They always every time
I'll
I
ask
do.
him. It sounds like he's checking out a customer.
I go to places where I don't have people.
There's a magazine called Stark Terror from probably about 1970 that looks amazing.
Good, it's
I've never
insured.
seen any of those.
not secured. It's not, they're trying to get money back from them.
Yeah, yeah.
Impossible. Impossible.
No, I think
Yeah,
things that are cool with video cameras and the whole nine yards.
Yeah,
Man.
what's a video?
yeah. Calling an early night sounds good. I feel like I'm about to pass out myself.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just
No,
I want to watch Trump's rally. Last night was really weird. He was doing a town hall in
I don't remember
Pennsylvania, and
in there.
someone in the crowd passed out, right? And then they a doctor came over and was helping the person, and they stopped, and then they started playing Ave Maria, and then I was thinking, I hope that person didn't die. And then Trump was talking about opening the side doors, and that it was too hot in there, and then someone else passed out. And then Trump said, well, maybe I can answer a few more questions. And he says, the heck with it. Let's just play Village
Well,
People.
the places
And
that
then
were
for
like,
30 minutes, he just played music and danced on the stage. And I thought maybe
dude, I've
that
had it.
something bad was happening outside the arena, that they were keeping everyone in and
Fucking
just
young
playing music until they dealt with the bad people outside or something. I wasn't sure what was going on. But and then he came down in the crowd and amongst everyone, and they were all shaking his hand, swarming around him. And the liberal media is presenting it like he went insane. He just played 30 minutes of music and just kind of stood there like he was demented. And then uh, yeah, they presented it complete. No, it was really awesome.
I only
It
get the
was
ones.
really incredible. It was like nothing I'd ever seen. If you go and watch the replay of that, hey, Myers here. He says, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah, yeah. That's how these
Not
are.
much. Not much. Just waiting for a Trump rally, and I've decided to, and I think I've gotten clearance from the owners of the network to just start live streaming just about every night that my wife's working, and right now she's asleep. She's not feeling good. Just until the election, I'm going to be having this as an open forum and a way to communicate because there's no telling day to day what's going to happen. So we might as well stick together. Oh, I was going to show some books that I got. Let me just show you the books, and then I'll open them up and see. Oh my gosh, what happened? I didn't
I
even
mean,
do that.
I'm not out of here until February. So.
Are you moving out of state?
No, 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 no. I'm
Okay.
just.
The reason I bid the $2 whatever for the claim sale is to get this
I don't know if I need.
Metamorpho book. I love Ramona Fraden, the artist, and I love Metamorpho, and it's Metamorpho
I think.
flashlight. I believe it's number two.
Yeah, they're pretty
Number
nice.
four. It's number four, and no one wanted it on the claim sale, and I quickly pulled over and bid, or you don't bid because it's $2. So I did that one. Then
Pretty much.
then this Time Warp came up,
Better
and I
Mexico.
think there were four or
Yeah.
five issues of Time Warp. I wasn't sure if I had this one, so I quickly claimed it. I think this is one I don't
I'm
have.
trying to let it get
Number
that.
three. I think I have number one and two. I don't know, but this is a great science fiction comic from the DC dollar era.
Okay.
And these dollar comics don't have reprints. Um,
I was
and
so.
so it's all new story. This was a good comic. But
Allergy.
again, the dollar era, I really got, I'm Generation X. My older brothers,
I
they're
tried to
they're
do.
baby boomers. And when my brother Mike saw that
So
the DC comics were costing $1, he got angry and he says, I can't believe you're paying that for a comic book. Because he paid 12 cents and 15 cents. And when he was a real little kid, he was paying 10 cents.
it's fucking bins on bins on
Then
bins. And I have a wall of just comics. It's bad.
there's this appeared, and he had a bunch of Classics Illustrated. No one was bidding on them, no one was getting them. This one is Classics Illustrated number three, and I wasn't sure. I don't know how
All right.
this. Let
Yep,
me
we'll see
open
you.
it up. It looks like it looks old, and it looks as this could be a first printing for all I know. I don't know. Let's see. No, it is. It is. Yeesh. Uh, they have Classics Illustrated in gift boxes. It's slightly better than getting socks at Christmas. Is getting a box of Classics Illustrated comics. It's the stuff your grandmother would give you. This is not an original. I don't know. I would say this is printed in the 40s. Um, where's oh sh- okay.
Hey,
I didn't know about this horrendous rip. Maybe he mentioned it on his show. Hans, I need some mending tissue.
hey, Saturday we have a toy convention.
Okay, Saturday. Oh, okay. Ooh, my wife says what? Oh shoot! What the heck?
You went black.
Oh shoot! My wife's. I was clicking it because I thought she was in the chat, but no, she's sending me a text message. Can you see me now?
Yeah, I can see.
She was apologizing for being asleep when I got home. This has got a horrible tear. That's why he was selling it for $2. I'm not sure if he knew it. It's all right. It's $2. That's why they invented Scotch tape, ladies and gentlemen. By the time the acid takes, yeah, I'll be gone from the planet. No, I won't put tape on it.
I
But
can show you
that's
guys the prizes. That
yes, yes. Okay, let me finish showing these, and then we're going to see some of the prizes that will be available in the Halloween show coming up. Uh, I am one of us. Wow, bad tear. Yeah, it's so. Oh well, I can't win them all. This is the fourth book I got. I wasn't 100% sure if I had this. I think I do. Freedom Fighters was a great comic that came out in around 1976, where DC had acquired these heroes from I think they were the Quality Comics line, and from the Golden Age, and they set up this alternate Earth world where the U.S. lost World War II, as I recall, and the heroes like Uncle Sam had to, you know, pick up the pieces, whatever. So this comic didn't last long. I think they brought it back recently, but anyway, this is number. Ugh, it's got some problems. Yeah, looks like someone. Just, it's anyway. Actually, I think this is Mars did it first, and he said grudges. But then I I didn't have enough because I didn't realize it said free shipping, but that's only if you have 10 or more. So the next Saturday I had to go back to try to bid on some. And then I saw they have Little Vampy. It's like a kid's version of Vampirella. And I thought, well, that's kind of warped, but I need to look at it. It's probably going to be terrible. Uh, I don't know what in the name of heck this is. Okay, it's all done like it's different art styles. This one's kind of more like Harvey art, and then they also have it looks like done like anime art. It's kind of a twisted idea, honestly. They did I think that yeah, this is done like Casper, but uh I think Hellboy did it first. They have a Hellboy Junior that's done like a Harvey comic. That they're just this is. I was just trying to. I shouldn't have paid $2 for this, but I was just trying to get up to my 10 so I could get my books. And then a hurricane happened, and these were being shipped from Florida, and they got stuck at the Orlando post office. And anyway, this one had some problem. I think the staples are not attached. Yeah, I think the cover's completely detached. But I love Little Lotta. And here, these Aztecs or something are trying to fatten up Little Lotta, I think, so she could be a sacrifice. And look at she's apparently a goddess. And I this cover is fantastic. And then there's something wrong with this Jughead. I think there's a coupon gone from the back cover, but I just want to read it. And then I'll open these either later or in a future episode. Kazar, which apparently is Kazar, but I just want to call him Kazar because I've been calling him that since 1973. So, that's the way it goes. You're just gonna have to hear me say Kazar. And then I've got the Submariner that I don't have from number 70 from 25 cents, probably from about 70, late 74, early 75. Then a later period, Conan the Barbarian, number 158. The later period ones are very, you can just spot that they're later period. And then a Richie Rich 117 from the 20 cent era, and Pep Comics. And that's that incredible haul from that claim sale. Disappointing the tear, but that's why that book was that. Last Frontier Comics says High Library. High Library. Oh, Library 88. Okay, let me get back to the prizes that will be given away for the best contest on okay, what do we oh Cape Crusader dog food.
I just got another bag in the mail.
All right. Do you only get the dry food?
Yeah, you know the bad thing about the kind my dog eats is salmon. They don't eat chicken or beef. It's only an 18-pound bag.
Oh, they don't eat
'Cause
chicken or beef? Are they
no,
on a
now
diet or something?
remember you talking about how gigantic this bag is, and I'm thinking to myself, it's not that big. My dogs eat this in like 1 week.
Oh, well, I've just got a beagle, but
Yeah,
I had her weight on Saturday. She's 40 pounds. How big are your dogs?
but it's yeah, they're like 70 or 80 pounds probably. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. They sound they sound big when they
But they,
growl.
but yeah, they're normally they get me. Normally it's like probably a 25-pound bag I get,
Okay.
but this one's 18, and they don't make it in bigger. It's probably because
Okay.
it's maybe not a popular
Or
flavor.
maybe it doesn't keep as long.
Hey,
Fish.
what's up with this? Like, reminds me of like Disney or something.
Yeah, he uses the Disney font. He's trying to make it all look comic booky. The whole Gentle Giants thing is also a Disney font. Um,
I still haven't read this whole bag.
yeah, it's uh, it's really insane.
It's pretty cool that he. I mean, he's been around for like what 20 years making this. 'Cause I remember like at least over a decade ago him talking about this on
I
different
I,
TV
I think
shows.
I think so. It's like it's what he does.
Yeah, because I never thought about ordering it until you had the testimonial with your dog.
Let me know when you're done, Grotz. I'm just waking up. Yeah, I probably maybe go
Oh,
another hour or something. I don't know.
okay, I'm gonna show that the prizes real quick.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
I didn't want to put like first, second, third. I was just like first person gets to pick, second gets to pick,
oh, that
third.
makes sense. Yeah, because last year I came in second in Captain Strangelife's contest, but luckily the first person grabbed something I thought was no good, and then the prize I wanted was an original EC comic like Haunt of Fear, and I won that. So this could be the prize you win on the Halloween show. Um, and that's from what company? Super Seven,
No, that's from NECA.
NECA. Yeah, they're
This is
like
from
the.
Super 7.
And this is oh, does she actually have a cigarette in her hand?
Yeah.
So this is not a toy for children. Imagine Santa bringing that to a kid. Yeah, okay. So the Chamber of Chills cover, and now this is a Haunted Mansion Disney model kit, but I guess they don't have the rights to use the Disney name anymore. but that came from not Aurora. It was from, I forget what company. There used to be ads in Marvel Comics, or maybe it was DC, for this line. They did a Pirates of the Caribbean line and a Haunted Mansion line. I never had any of the Haunted Mansion, but they have rubber bands in them. I don't. Maybe it's, yeah, that make them
Oh yeah,
move.
you hit the lever and then you hit
Yeah.
the keys and then you push the button and the
The
mummy
only
pops out.
Yeah, the only one I had was a Pirates of the Caribbean kit called Dead Men Tell No Tales. I still have the box and most of the pieces. They're smaller scale than an Aurora kit. That
They're
that whole
all these prizes are about worth the same, so it's like everybody gets like grand prize pretty much.
Yeah, yeah, they're great.
It's just what do you like better?
Well, they're all great.
It'd be hard for me to choose. I know that. I don't know what I
The
would pick.
model kit and the scale of, yeah, that's really a great kit. It would be a challenge to paint all the little buttons on that organ and everything. All the that would be hard for me at least.
So this is what you do: you paint the buttons first white, and then you paint the other part later brown. So you don't have you can
No,
be sloppy.
it,
You can be sloppy with the white, and then you just cover it up with the brown.
well, I don't know. Are those recessed or do they stick out?
Not
If they're
sure.
if they're recessed, then yeah, you could dry brush over it and leave the white inside. But if they stick out, then then you'd almost need to dry brush carefully the white. I just don't know. I can't get a sense of it. But
Or you can leave the whole thing unpainted, and the whole thing glows.
well, are all the pieces glow in the dark, or just
Let
some of them?
me see. I think it said all of them. Hold on.
Your mummy kit that you got, are they all glow pieces, or
No,
I'm
the mommy, just certain pieces were glowing when
that's
I
what I
opened the box.
thought. The head, there should be two heads in it, one that's
Yeah,
glow and one that's not. And the hands glow, and some of the bandages that hang on him glow, as I recall. And the snake glows, the cobra glows in the dark, one left unpainted. Yeah, you have to not paint the glow parts, but I can guarantee you that the original issue of this kit would glow better than the one now, because if you open that kit, I saw you took a picture of that kit glowing, the mummy one,
yeah.
for Instagram, and yeah, they glow unbelievably, like they make it out of uranium or something. Well, thank you. Those are some great prizes. I think maybe someone else will offer some prizes, but that'll be whether I make the official Halloween party on the 30th or the 31st. Maybe you guys could tell me what you think in the chat, whether you prefer it on the 30th or 31st. Why don't you all, you got 20 people watching, you can all type in unless you're watching on a television. So, yeah, the mummy is way up high. Maybe you can't get it down.
See this Mac stand I made? I took a
Uh,
paper towel holder, and I zip tied it right here to a stool.
yeah, that's a pretty great idea.
Move that stool wherever I want.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so did any other Warrant magazines come in besides that? Is that Shutter? What, or is that Vampirus Carmilla? Oh, it's Vampirus Carmilla. Right. Okay. What is that magazine there?
Oh, it's something we can't show on air.
Oh, sorry. Oops. Is it reprints of the '90s stuff?
Yeah,
Okay, it's not new. Okay.
it has women in the back, but that are new. But the comic,
Oh, all right. I didn't even know if the original magazine is still in publication. I kind of don't think it is. Did you watch the Arizona rally, Trump rally the other day?
I saw some of it.
Was that near where you're at?
Was it Prescott?
I don't recall.
I think it was Prescott. It's like an hour north or hour and a half north. I kind of want to open this, but I like the art
Well,
on the back.
you can save the art, but you got to open it. Let me here. Let me give myself the screen, and I'll show you how I've used those people. I'm sure there's some down here on this level. Um, Let me look for them.
When I saw that, I was like, I wonder if Gratu has that. I bet you he does.
Yeah, see these little people here?
Yeah.
They're the ones that have the bad eyes. Yeah, so I have them facing. They're looking up in terror at this
Yeah.
Frankenstein robot here.
Yeah.
There.
Those are the first two characters in the package. I see them right. I'm looking at
And
them
then
now.
here, this guy's running from the great Garlu and this creature. And here's this guy's got a spider web on him. Oh my goodness! I guess I should dust more often. So here he is. So there's four of them.
Does it have a manufacturer on the bottom?
Good question. Oh boy. No, it just says D on the bottom. Maybe they're A, B, C, D. Let's see what this guy has on the bottom of him. He says, I think that says, O. I don't know what that means. Let's see what's on the bottom of this. This says A. Okay. This guy says, man, I don't know what that says. This little creature was sent to me by John Goris. Yeah. There's some more of those guys around. They're in various, maybe they're over here.
I'm surprised they don't make more figures like these.
Yeah, it was a good idea. I don't see any here. This is just a dancing 1960s girl that was a cake topper.
I wonder if Meyer has these.
I don't know. I think he might be watching. Um, I don't
Seems like
know.
something he would have.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I think my others are elsewhere. My God. These kooky spookies are what I was talking about the other day. They're little finger puppets from Hasbro from the late '60s, and they glow better than anything in history.
Yeah, they probably have lead paint on them or something.
Well, they're just rubber. There's no paint on them, but they're. Let me see what we can do here. If it
You know,
works.
something like lead paint where it's real toxic.
Oh, I'm sure it's toxic. In fact, I feel kind of weird holding them.
But yeah,
But
you might wash your hands out.
I was just thinking, yeah, you can wash they you can wash radioactivity off your hands. um, it's like a mental patient. Yeah, but I don't know. They haven't killed me yet, and that which does not kill you only serves to make you strong. Right? My wife gets this soft soap here. It's called South of France, and they used to have this elegant package that said South of France. Now they just call themselves SOF instead of writing out South of France. But with a marker, you can change that to SOB very easily. I've demonstrated that on a previous episode. Just so. So, what time is it here? It feels very nice and toasty down here. The heater is working. It's almost 7 p.m. Got 19 people watching. Um, let's go back to Kevin because he's got a more interesting layout there. It's fun to virtually be in a comic book store because I can't get to a comic store where I'm at. And
Yeah, we're finally supposed to drop down into the 95, under 100 finally.
that's crazy. Yeah, we're gonna get to 31 in the morning here. Um,
Once it
yeah,
turns like 50s at night here, people freak out like it's snowing out. Because it's a
yeah,
big difference when you go from 120 to 50.
yeah.
Like almost overnight, it'll do that.
Yes, it would, and you're acclimated to that. It is going to be a shock to your system. I don't mean to laugh like you guys are pussies or something. No, it's the human body has to adjust, and you get used to something. And um, I've most of my life I spent in Texas, but it could get really super cold there. You know, the coldest I've seen it in Texas, where I lived, was 0 degrees when they turned our power off for a day. That was fun. But here it gets to be minus 20 a couple of times a year, minus 15, something insane like that. I have a feeling, when Trump left the stage last night at his town hall, he was playing the Guns N' Roses song November Rain, which I always hated that song. But last night I really liked the song because the context, and maybe I'm growing to like that band. But and I was thinking, if they can manipulate the weather on election day, there's going to be cold rain, there's going to be thunderstorms, tornadoes, earthquakes, everything they can throw, like Ming the Merciless pressing those buttons at the beginning of the 1980 Flash Gordon movie. I remember the day I went to see Flash Gordon like it was yesterday. My family and I went to this barbecue restaurant called, well, there used to be a restaurant called Danny D's, and it was great barbecue. And then this cook that worked for Danny D's stole the recipe and opened his own restaurant and called it D2's. And I don't remember if we were eating at Danny D's or the fake one called D2's, but right after the movie, we went and ate at that barbecue place, man. It's funny the memories that you have. Like, I remember the King Kong movie from 1976, going to see that movie and being disappointed by it. But what I remember more than the movie is stopping at a supermarket on the way home from the theater and getting a frozen chocolate cream pie that my mom got. I remember that chocolate cream pie. That was truly good. King Kong was not.
That guy that owns the gold key name,
Yeah.
he put a post on Instagram that he had purchased a new comic book shop and he's calling it um Something pinball and games, pinball and comics.
Oh, that's interesting. Where's it going to be at? Isn't
So
he local to you?
I looked at the address and I was like, oh, that's that's somebody else's comic shop. He's so there was another comic shop, and that guy moved to Florida and he sold his shop.
Can you
As
take
he,
us to that store and do a tour of it
well,
on a live stream?
I talked to the guy that owned all the pinballs in there, and he's leaving there, so they're gonna have to buy their own pinball.
Okay.
So there was a pinball guy and there was a comic guy, and they're both left the building and sold it to this other guy that owns that gold key name. And he's
Oh,
basically going to try to do the same thing that they did. But you got to wonder, why did they leave? Why is this guy going to do the same thing?
well, did they have a modern arcade there, or did they sell comics there too?
It was comics and arcade, but they couldn't make it
Okay.
work. So I don't know why. I don't know why this guy would take over a failing. I maybe he thinks he can do it better.
Yeah. Well, that reminds me, the only place that I've ever known like that, I mean, there were arcades and there were comic stores in the 80s, early 80s. But when I was in high school, at Arlington High School in Arlington, I wonder if the Centaur remembers this. He was from Arlington. Okay, there's the high school. And a couple of blocks from the high school is a college, the University of Texas at Arlington. In between the high school and the college are stores that would and restaurants that would appeal to college students and high school students. Right across from the high school was a Dairy Queen where all the stoners went, all the pot smokers hung out at that Dairy Queen. And then there was the Park Row drugstore, and they had, I never went in there. Later in the 80s, they would have the video station open there when VHS rental became, and we rented so many great movies from that place. But there was Zebra Records, and they had records and tapes there. And then about a block further down, across from the Taco Bell, was a record store called Fantasia Records, where I bought the Star Wars soundtrack a couple of weeks before the movie came out in 1977. And but right next to the Taco Bell on the other side of the street was this place called the Electric Horseman. And I think there was a Robert Redford, Jane Fonda movie called The Electric Horseman that had come out about that time. And that this must have been named after that movie. So if anyone in the chat can look up on their phone when The Electric Horseman came out, it's probably about 1982. Anyway, this place called the Electric Horseman, and the strip center's still there, but it was an arcade. I don't think they had pinball in there, but they might have. It was an arcade. It was dark. They had comic books, but it was the sleaziest high school kids, and I don't think any college kids came in there. They might have, but they had comics. This was in the 80s, and they had, but they you could smoke in the place. It just reeked of cigarette smoke. Those comics that were at the Electric Horseman, I guarantee you, still smell like cigarette smoke. Uh, the Electric Horseman. I wonder if anyone. I wonder if the Centaur remembers that. But the only way I can communicate with a Centaur is on Saturday morning. That's when he tunes in.
Yeah, we had a
Right.
video arcade like that in high school, where, like you said, it was where all the high school kids hung out and did lots of illegal activities, and
Yes.
it was smoking allowed. It
Right.
was smoking allowed in there, and there was yeah, it was a place you wanted to. You didn't really want to go in there on a Friday night and hang out.
And then across the street from that, right between the university and the high school, was a head shop, a gigantic head shop called Pipe Dream Head Shop. And I swear it had a gigantic marijuana leaf. And this is in the, late 70s, early 80s. Now, when I drove through Oklahoma moving here, there were marijuana leaves on every strip center had marijuana dispensaries because apparently they legalized marijuana in Oklahoma, so it's everywhere. It's like every in the 80s there were arcades in every shopping center and there were video rental stores. That's the way it is in Oklahoma now. There's marijuana dispensaries in everywhere.
Yeah, they did that here too.
Is it that way? Do you just see it
Yeah.
everywhere?
Hmm.
It's kind of depressing. Just so you
It is.
can know if and when you're voting, I maybe you consider it a victimless crime, but it's sure going to make your town look like crap. Because it just looks sleazy. Something about it just looks depressing.
Those are the
Uh,
only places that have lines outside the door to get in.
there was a place also between the university and it boggles the mind that this existed, but I've got a photograph of it. Before I moved to Arlington, it's now a wonderful Mediterranean restaurant. It's called, it's not called Fatouche. That's another place. I don't remember what it's called now, but it's really good. My wife loved it. She loves that food from the Middle East. But it was a Roy Rogers hamburger restaurant. And Roy Rogers used to have the big stagecoach sign, and it said Roy Rogers. Uh, so it was a Roy Rogers in the early 70s. We didn't move there till 76. That building was bought by an African American gentleman, and he turned it into a hamburger place. He kept it a hamburger place, but he changed the name from Roy Rogers. He kept the original stagecoach sign, but he replaced Roy, ROY, with BIG, and then Rogers, he replaced that with a word that I can't even allude to that is was used in the movie Blazing Saddles a lot. It starts with the letter N, and so it said big
Wow.
blank and in gigantic letters. And he thought it was funny, and he had instead of saying home of the Roy Rogers burger, it said home of the big blank burger in gigantic letters. And this is in the early 70s in the hippie era. And but you're gonna accuse him. You go in there, and he's a big giant guy, and he says, and people that went in to complain. He says, "Well, I'm big, and I'm," and he thought it was funny. So there was that, and then right next to it was later on was this big giant marijuana leaf, and it was just all this horrible stuff right between the high school and college. Yeah, no, it wasn't neighbors. But anyway, so and there's pictures of that sign on the internet because it's just one of those things like people can't believe that that once happened. But my friend Tom was friends with the guy that ran that restaurant. He just said, "Hey, Tom, I just think it's funny." Just, so horrible stuff, man. Um, the best way to get rid of racism is just, in some ways, just to make fun of it and just then it goes away. Um, that's what All in the Family and the Jeffersons used to do. But now it's being ginned up for political reasons. They're trying to turn people against each other for political gain. And it would be so easy just to end racism and bring people together because everybody wants the same things in life. And it's just, they want to say those Trump people, they're all horrible, and these people are all horrible. Nah, people are people. So, anyway. So we got a Halloween show coming up. I guess
Wednesday or Thursday?
I still don't know. No one is commented. Let me see, guys. Would you rather have our Halloween party on Wednesday, October 30th, or Thursday, October 31st. Okay, now we only have 17 people watching. Someone tell me. I'll ask my wife, see what she thinks. I mean, it doesn't matter to you. You're going to be doing it from your store. You're open both nights, right? So,
Uh-huh.
and it's like I'm really just doing this show for you and Meyer. It seems like no one else. Well, a few other people come on. Jambo, Strange Life comes on. It's like,
I think we're gonna
hey,
get a lot of people coming on that never
I
been
think we
on it.
will, especially if you promote it at your store. And maybe I'll get some new subscribers that'll immediately unsubscribe. I went back up to, what do I
Once you
have?
have it, once we have it scheduled, then I can promote it and I can put a link.
Yeah, yeah, and they'll tune in and hear me talking about Donald Trump. Because by October 31st, probably just about every one of my thumbnails is going to have Trump's face on it. They're going to be horrified. Gary Davis says, I think Wednesday is a good time. I think the problem with Thursday night is that you're facing horror movie marathons. Probably Svengoolie and MeTV, and I don't know. Elvira used to do stuff on MTV. I'm sure she's not doing that anymore. I mean, you're facing that. You're facing competition from just having to deal with the trick or treaters and taking your kids out trick or treating. I think people might be able to do it on Wednesday. Emori's Lay Live Radiate says, I would vote for October 30th as I am flying across country on Halloween night. Oh my goodness. Well, there's two votes for Wednesday. And I already said last Wednesday, I'm sorry, said last night, Wednesday would be, man, I spent an hour looking for my glasses last night. And during the damn show I did last night, where I'm thinking, when should I do this? I laid my glasses down in the attic. And that's the one place I didn't go look. So this morning I went up there and found, oh, I did lay them down in the attic. That mask you sent me that makes the me look like cousin it. I couldn't find it. And so I had to rewatch a live stream from like a month and a half before, and I watched because I knew I put the mask, the wig on, and then I watched as I put it up on top of a cabinet in the attic, and I put it up there so that the dog wouldn't eat it. And and so I had to. That's when you live stream your life, then you can rewind and find where you put things. That's one good reason to do lots of live streams when you're demented. Is you can just rewind and, oh, that's where I put the car keys.
That's why I always ask you where I put that book. I hate
Which
it.
book is that?
Oh, just I've lost a bunch of books on air.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so you do have that Vampirus Carmilla in my pile.
Yeah,
That looks good. Yeah, they did a good job with that. Even though it's kind of cheating to use the same covers that Warren used, but um, you could have watched your show again to find your glasses. Yeah, I know, but and I could watch it now, and my wife was watching it this morning and said, "See if you see me drop and put my glasses down on the round table." Yeah, okay. Library 8. I just went and looked up the barbecue restaurant in Arlington. Crazy. The guy seems pretty spirited. How? Yeah, there's an old newspaper article that you can read about it. Yeah. Anyway, there's all kinds of weird stories. And then there was the story of the goat lady. I think is there like a community ghost story there in Mesa, like that everyone knows?
there's a they do haunted basement tours on Main Street.
Yeah, there was a Screaming Bridge in Arlington, and there were these two girls coming back from watching an Elizabeth Taylor movie, like around 1959, 1960, and they were going off, and the bridge was out, and they went right off down and crashed. And so apparently, if you go over that bridge now, you can still hear the screams of those girls. That's one of those stories that, and you'd have to drive way out of town where it's dark, with your date, and it's like we're going over Screaming Bridge. And then there was the goat lady down in South Arlington, and I remember going with when I worked at the Lowe's movie theater in the summer of '84. There were I think there were a couple of girls, and they said we've got to go see the goat lady because apparently, she was this lady that had a bunch of goats, and she was like a witch, and she would shoot at people, and it's like, so. Oh, Zork remembers. Well, this was Zork is saying the goat man. See, I've summoned the centaur, Zork, the goat man. Uh, I really thought it was the goat lady. What do you know about? Maybe these girls had the story wrong, but
There's a story about a this guy. He was having a beer at a bar over here, and
yeah.
he set his beer down. It was a full beer, and he said, "I'll be right back. I'm gonna walk across the street real quick. Don't throw my beer away."
Mm,
Well, he went across the street, got hit by a car, and died. And
mm.
then later on, they threw his beer out, and then ever since then, they threw his beer out. It was haunted. This place, he was haunting this place. So now they always keep a beer full right there where he was.
Oh wow! You know what? Art Bell used to do this. You could probably listen to these recordings of his live streams. He would do. He had a show called Coast to Coast, right?
Yeah, I
Late
love
night.
that show. Yeah,
But on Halloween night, he would change the name to Ghost to Ghost, and people would call up and tell ghost stories, terrifying ones.
yeah,
You know,
I heard.
grandmother at the door. It's horrible being dead. Shit, and you're listening to this at 2 in the morning. But we ought to do ghost stories on Halloween night. That might be something that would be fun. Um, okay, Zork says the goat man ran the train tracks and would get you if you played near them. That's what we were told at any rate. Was that an Arlington story, Zork? It heralds from the Great Depression when criminals would ride the rails and and do bad things to people. Yeah. Hey, there was a story in Highland Park, which is the rich area of Dallas. And I think this tale, this ghost story, is all over the United States. Every city probably has this story. You probably heard this story, but it's the nice Highland Park is where the rich people live in Dallas. So um, yeah, this girl, this hitchhiking, and she you pick her up, right, and then she says, well, I've got to get home, and, and she's wet. She says, I've been in a wreck. I've got to get home to my parents' house. And they take him to the girl to the parents' house, and they turn around over here, the address in Highland Park, and they turn around and she's gone. And still a puddle on the floor of the back seat of the car. And they go up knock on the door, and this girl said she lives here, and they said, oh, our daughter was in a crash 20 years ago and 30 years ago, something like that. And she's been trying to get home ever since. I'm sure everyone's heard that story, but that's a Highland Park story. Have you ever heard that story? Probably. Let's
That's,
see.
we
Well, I
have the
radiate.
chupacabra we out here, and we have the jackalope.
Okay. Yeah. Chupacabra. I radiate. I miss those pre internet days of drawing late into the night listening to Coast. Well, we could bring those days back. Because this show, it would work as a radio show. You don't have to watch this show because you're not really seeing much. I'm not holding up a stream of comic book covers because I hate that. And, I mean, it's okay, but after a while, that's hard on your back. And I like to talk and tell story. If I'm going to hold up a comic book, I want to tell you the stories behind it and go through and talk about the ads and stuff. And it could just as easily be done as a radio show. I've always dreamed of doing radio shows. Even when I was a little kid, I would have my audio cassette recorder. I'd do my own talk shows, and I would listen to talk radio all the time. News Talk 57. I don't think Zork's old enough to remember that, but he remembers KLIF, I'm sure. Zork says I try to do a Zork voice. Highland Park and Preston Hollow are the priciest places in Dallas. For those that don't know. Yes, I've heard that one as well, Gratu. Ha ha ha, the Puddle Girl. Seems like it's from Ghost Story 1980. Yeah, that was an interesting movie. They bring back Fred Astaire, and who else was in that movie? It was like all these stars from the old. It was Fred Astaire. I remember that. Maybe Gene Kelly was in it. It was like all these guys from the golden age of Hollywood were in it, and they were all these guys that felt guilty because of this girl that had died back in 1927. And so you've got this movie. You would think, okay, a lot of older people are going to go watch this movie, but it's R-rated, and it's like real extreme. And so you get all these guys from the golden age of Hollywood and put them in a. And there's a scene where this naked guy falls from a building, as I recall, and falls to his death, and you're seeing him fall, and it's full frontal nudity in a movie that a bunch of little old ladies are going to go see. It was kind of strange, but I remember liking that movie. Uh, uh, it's one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. LOL. Yes, all the silver screen legends were in it. It was insane how graphic that film was. Yes, Zork. It's cool to see Zork appears even on Tuesday nights. That's great. Uh, I had to. I went back and replayed your segment, Zork, for my wife because she loves your appearances. It's. I mean, you got some big fans. Meyer loves Zork, the Centaur, whatever names he goes by. Uh, so, are you still open? If anyone wants to go visit Gotham City Comics in Mesa, Arizona,
Yeah, I'm still open.
this is his store. This is his phone number. If you'd like to, do you still have copies of Castle of Frankenstein on the stand, or
Yeah.
new issue of Castle of Frankenstein? I never thought I'd ever. Now the next thing that would blow my mind while I'm on the planet Earth is someone reviving the Monster Times. But you know what? I think that the new magazine Cryptology is kind of like the Monster Times reincarnated as a slick magazine with color. Do you still have copies of Cryptology?
Yes.
You ought to show people that in case maybe people will call up because I don't think many comic stores are going to carry this magazine, but I want it to keep going, so I want it to sell.
No, I had a customer come in and he said, "Do you have any copies?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "I had one on order. They never sent it to me." And then I also had one on order at my local comic shop, and he didn't get it for me.
Yeah, people don't take monsters seriously. I don't know if it's really true. Is it really true that everyone's talking about the DC horror books being astronomically expensive now, like House of Mystery and House of Secrets? Is that really what you're experiencing in your store? Because you've sold me some House of Secrets for not very much. Are they really going for a lot?
I don't know. I can't remember ever pricing one recently.
Well, I mean, you sold me a couple like a couple months ago. I figure they're $8, $10, but people are saying I can't buy them now. They're just too much, or maybe they're just too much for what they think they're worth. I don't know.
If you're
Um,
looking on, if you're looking on eBay, maybe they're a lot.
it seems like I
Because I
looked them
mean, you
up
look
on
for it seems like
mycomicshop.com. I didn't see any really over $30, which is expensive, but to me, not that expensive you know what I hate is it's such a part of my childhood, and I don't like seeing people speculating and coming in and buying up part of my childhood for high dollar when it's not something they ever cared about before. All they cared about was Venom and all this garbage,
I
and all
think
of a
most of those
sudden,
kind of people are leaving right now. I think
I
most of
hope.
those speculator types are leaving the hobby because there's other hobbies that maybe you can make more money.
Yeah, that Sticky Goose guy on YouTube is saying he's not buying comics anymore. He just buys omnibus. He doesn't buy single copies. He feels like he's been burned. He tried to get into comic collecting, feels like he was steered wrong by these influencers and because he apparently worshiped Comic Tom and did everything he said, and these other people. Swaggle House, whatever. They say this is the hot book this week, and he'd go out and buy it. And now he's upset that the books have gone down in value. Well, he didn't grow up reading comics. They don't really mean anything to him. It was just something his dad had been into. So you really got to collect things that really mean something to you and make a connection to you personally, and not just try to get in on, yeah, I'd like to be the, you got to really love it. You got to have a passion for it, and not just get excited because someone else has a passion for it on YouTube. Zork
Honestly,
says coffee and a,
I don't see any speculators anymore. It's just the people that actually want the books that
that's
come in to
good.
buy.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Zork says coffee and a mic is a great program in general, but this one is new and will be of particular interest to you. Okay, what is coffee and a mic? Do you know what that is? Oh wait, I
Coffee and a
missed out.
microphone?
I don't know. Hold on. Oh, I'm missing out on some stuff. I didn't read a bunch of stuff. Okay. It's insane how graphic that film was. And Gary Davis says, based on the Peter Straub novel, right? Great flick. Yeah, it's one I think everyone's forgotten about. Zork says, greeting to all on this fine Tuesday evening. Once you see Ghost Story 1980, you will never forget it, Gary Davis. Oh, he's seen it, trust me. Gary Davis is one of us. I for, yeah, we'll start our own monster community because Gary Davis in your collection and my collection, well, honestly, I can't say it compares to those guys. And I'm not ruling out that we'll be accepted by those monster kid people. I think they would accept us. I just wonder whether people will hate my politics. Zork says, I didn't know about it being a Peter Straub novel, though. Thank you. Yeah, I knew that from reading about it when it came out, but I don't really know Peter Straub from anything but that. Is he really important? Gary Davis, it's a great film. Yeah, 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 yeah. Let's see what else people saying here. Where okay, Zork, Coffee and a Mic is a great program. Okay, I'll look for that. Oh, he says Coffee and a Mic, Matt Bracken. I how did Mayorkas become head of DHS? Oh, that's an episode he wants me to watch. It's on Rumble. Oh, okay, yeah. A lot of good stuff on Rumble that will not ever be on YouTube. Like, especially, guys, you got to watch the X22 report over there. Live 88. Yeah, I'm hopeful and praying the spec folks recede for a good long while so we can joyfully collect and read and enjoy our personal favorite obscurities in peace. Yeah, no shit. Alice Craig, I remember that name, was beautiful in that. I don't know if she ever did anything else. LOL, kind of. Well, not when she was in her rotted corpse form. She was the first Borg queen. Oh, that's right. Well, I only accept the first 3 years of the original. I accept Star Trek, the I won't call it the original series. That was the only Star Trek, 66 to 69. And I accept the cartoon from 1974 and some of the early Star Trek movies, but anything else. In First Contact, okay. I don't know. I guess that stuff's great, but my Star Trek doesn't have Whoopi Goldberg in it or a little kid on the Enterprise bridge. My Star Trek, Zork says she was. Man.
Do you want to stream on Saturday the toy convention?
Okay, Saturday morning.
Yeah,
Uh, okay, what time you going?
it's probably 8 or 9 my time, which would be 10 or 11 your time.
Yeah, I could do that. It's what is it? A toy convention?
Yeah, like they do it twice a year over there.
Is is that when you went in there and they had all those comics that you bought some for me and I paid you back? Was that a toy convention or a comic convention?
I think that was the toy. That guy will be there. That same guy will be there, and then
Oh, that guy had great stuff, and it was well priced well.
oh, when I found out the old man con in November, I asked the guy running the show. if those guys from Tucson, remember the guys with all the great stuff? And I got those Maniac
Oh
iron-ons.
yeah, yeah.
They're coming back.
I like that Wendy the Good Little Witch board game. That that was
Maybe he'll have it with him.
Yes. Zork says, I must go. But remember, fun sized Snickers are the best Halloween candy. And Zork will fight anyone who says peanut butter cups are superior. Will you be able to show up, Zork, on October 30th, Wednesday night, for our Halloween show? Good night, wonderful folk. I'm not doing a very good impersonation of Zork. I'm sorry.
And then Saturday, there's another great thing that's going on. Well, it's not great that it's happening, but the restaurant that's been around here since 1922, they went out of business and they're selling everything from inside the restaurant. So there's like jukeboxes and like signage and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, was it one of those restaurants that has all the antique signs and memorabilia around it? Yeah.
No, it's not like a Hard Rock. It's not really like a Hard Rock. It's a Mexican restaurant,
Yeah, there was a
but it's just
Mexican
a really,
restaurant.
it's just a restaurant that never really changed. Let's just say.
Yeah, there was a Mexican restaurant in Arlington called Campo Verde, and I took Cleo there because it's such a cool environment. But she didn't like the Mexican food. The Mexican food isn't as good as you get spoiled in Texas with all the Mexican restaurants. But what was really cool is it had an HO train that ran around the ceiling everywhere. Boy, that's something I've always wanted my entire life is trains that run around the ceiling. Right. That's something I
What if
got.
you had trains that like came to your table and like you know, you could get hot sauce out of the one of the train cars,
Yeah, yeah, that would be cool. Maybe
or like
someone's thought of that.
bring you an extra refill of chips or something.
Yeah. He says, I will show for Halloween, Great Gratu. And Library 88 says, Kit Kats are tops for me. And my wife says, cool, Zork. I'm a Kit Kat and peanut butter cup lover, but nothing beats Snickers ice cream bars. So I guess my wife's gonna Trump's still not on. I guess my wife's gonna because she's not scheduled for, it looks like she's not working tonight. So I probably should go hang out with her before and the cat is crying. I haven't fed the cat. I need to go feed the cat. But um I guess she'll work tomorrow. Um let's go feed the cat and I'll see if I can't find more of those little people that are running in terror while we're down in the basement. Yeah, I normally go down and brush my teeth about this time, and she's saying, "Uh oh, poor Alan." Yeah, my wife. No, my wife did not name Alan Alan. Alan named himself Alan. My wife found Alan in the backyard at our house in Texas, and she asked, "What is your name, little kitten?" And he went, "Alan." So she spells it this way because she named him after Gigi Allen. She says, I have a headache. Yeah, she doesn't need to be working with a headache. Oh my God. There's, I'm just noticing more damage. Yeah, some of these books, that's why you're getting them for $2. It's, I need to stick to only buying comics from Gotham City, man.
My all my damaged ones, I give them to you guys for free with your orders.
Yeah, but sometimes you send free books that aren't damaged at all just to be nice. Like that
I feel
Spin
bad
Ghoulie
even.
comic, you sent that free. I don't think I paid for that one. That
I
was like
gave I
so.
gave Missing Mars a bunch of damaged books, and I like felt bad even sending them to him.
Yeah, but he just likes the smell of them. Yeah, I
Even
don't
though
know.
they're free and he didn't pay for them, I still feel bad like sending damaged stuff to people. Even though it's just because
Yeah,
I don't want to throw it away. I'd rather you throw it away. If you don't like it, then you can throw it away. I don't like doing that though.
yeah, I don't like throwing stuff away either. It's like, yeah, I
If
don't
you
know.
do it and I don't see it, then I don't feel bad.
Yeah, Yeah, it's one of those dilemmas because you have respect for the medium, and because something has survived 60 years, and then you're just going to come along and throw it away. It's just like, because I almost feel like the stuff has a life to it. I know it sounds silly, like the Island of Misfit Toys, it's just that, or the movie Toy Story. It's like these toys are really alive, and comics have this, it's almost like there's a spirit in them. I know it sounds corny because this comic has survived all these years. Some kid loved this comic. Some kid that's now an old man or probably isn't even alive anymore loved this comic so much they kept it their entire life, or somehow it was passed down to his kids, and or maybe her kids if it was a girl, and then it was passed on to more kids, and somehow it survived through all those
Well, yeah, it
years.
avoided getting thrown away by how many different people. It
Yeah,
managed
yeah,
to
and
avoid.
all the chances it had to be thrown away by someone, and then you come along and throw it away. Oh well, this is a Whitman. This is all those Whitman comics that were thrown away because the price guide said they were worthless, and then later they changed their mind. It's like, no, they actually are first printings. Now they're worth more than the original ones that say gold key. Yeah, I've been collecting comics a lot of years. But and the people on YouTube, they're gonna watch the people that are 25 years old telling you about comics. They don't. The old people like me. It's hard to get over 800 subscribers, especially when I talk about Donald Trump a lot. I guess that's a problem.
Oh, I
But
just hit 700 today.
did you? Yeah, I got to 770, and then I lost two subscribers. It's weird. I'll do a show and then I'll lose a couple of subscribers. It's like, or if I do a whole bunch of live streams, people unsubscribe. Like, oh, that's too much to watch. I better unsubscribe. Well, why don't you just not? It's just like you provide too much entertainment. It's like, oh, I don't like that this channel is on 24 hours a day. I wish that, I don't know, man. Okay, let's see. Are there, oh, here's a little guy with a gun. Hold on.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, I didn't even see that because he's positioned backwards in my package
Yeah,
here.
yeah, he has a gun,
Oh, I
and
didn't even see that. Now I see it.
yeah, yeah. I had him. He was just sitting here about. Let me give myself full screen for a second. He was just here about to shoot the Tin Man. Um,
Wow, you could barely even. Yeah, that's a tiny little.
these are some of the best comic books ever. Jack Chick. Um, this is I think, a Conan the Barbarian figure, but I just have her here next to Tarzan. I don't know, man. Oh, here's another running person. I need to put her somewhere. It just makes no sense for her to be here. Yeah, I'll take these upstairs. Oh, and here's another one that's just sitting here. She needs to be looking up at something in horror. Um,
So she lost one shoe. You see that?
yeah, yeah, I do.
That's why she fell, huh? She came out of her shoe.
I guess so. Yeah, all of these I think are based on actual posters. All these were those AIP posters were drawn by a guy named Reynold Brown. Okay, yeah, some of these are not being used to their full advantage. I need to take these guys upstairs and pose them with actual monsters. Um, See
This
if
lady
there's.
who owned this toy that I have here, the package one, she put her
Hold on, I can't. Let me go to you. Are
she
you
put her
showing the toy?
she put her information on here.
Patsy's Parlor. That must have been a store that she sold it at.
Yeah,
How far is Jerome, Arizona from you?
I think it's about an hour, maybe two. up north.
Oh,
Look at this. They just put a teddy bear as a giant monster.
yeah. Well, that's actually a clever idea, is to put these people running from just your childhood teddy bear. That's kind of what these are, because these are meant to be ironic and posed in a funny way to make your childhood teddy bear into a monster. If you don't mind, if you could entertain people while I brush my teeth, because I don't want to put myself on camera doing that. I always brush my teeth in the basement. That's where I got my stuff set up.
Okay. Oh, look at there's a they're in Seattle.
Yeah, I see that. I've eaten at the restaurant on the top of that. It revolves around. It's similar to the one in San Antonio. Oh, speaking of ghost stories, there's a good San Antonio story. Um, there's a hill and there's railroad track, and if you if you stop your car on this railroad track, apparently, supposedly, according to the ghost story, this bus filled with children was hit on that railroad track. And so, if you stop your car and let it idle on that railroad track, you'll have your car move and be pushed off the railroad track, and then you look at the back of your car and you'll see little kids' handprints that they, especially if you have a dirty car like mine, and you'll see these ghosts of these little kids have pushed you off the railroad track so the same thing wouldn't happen to you. That's a famous San Antonio ghost story.
Hmm.
That's a creepy one.
I noticed when I went out to my car yesterday morning, there was animal uh, prints all over the hood and the windshield,
Uh,
and I don't see any cats in my neighborhood anymore. I think coyotes are eating them, maybe.
hmm.
Yeah, because we get coyotes that just wander through the city.
Well, they can't catch the road runners, so they got to. Maybe the cats are slower.
I told somebody that about that. The Roadrunner is it's twice the coyote is twice as fast than a Roadrunner. And I told this guy that, and it like ruined his whole day.
It ruined his whole childhood, didn't it?
Uh huh. It's like your whole life was a lie,
Yeah,
you know. And I
I
said
know
there's
that
probably
feeling.
worse. There's probably worse stuff that we've been living with that we think's true. That's not
Yeah, like the Kennedy assassination and fluoride, all kinds of stuff.
9/11.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. I don't understand this. The Northern Lights. How can we now just see the Northern Lights everywhere?
It's supposed to be. Well, people were talking. People are able to see them here if they live out, on a farm or something where it's not a lot of light. Um, but it's supposed to be because of some storm on the surface of the sun. But other people think it's because of HARP, the government manipulating weather. To they had to gin up two hurricanes to, that's what conspiracy people would tell you, that the HARP is making all those lights. This is why, but people will think I'm mad if that's, people think the government can't control it. Oh shit, the weather, but god damn it, who knows, man?
There's supposed to be some comet that we haven't seen in 80,000 years. Did you hear about that?
Hold on. I was in the other room. I wouldn't be surprised if Jesus Christ came back during one of my live streams. Um, the way things are going every day, things are so crazy.
I got this helmet ready. Did you see that rocket that Elon Musk had that like took off, then went came back and landed back where it came from?
I'm cleaning up a mess. 1 second. Drew had an accident, but that's pretty amazing. I'm sure he doesn't get 1 cent of royalty for that, but that's not the fault of the toy company. That's just the fault of the way contracts were written in the
I was gonna send you a
60s.
picture. He has $1,000 statue coming out.
Does he? That
Yeah, I
he's
don't.
putting out?
Well, it's Batman and Robin, and they're on the hood of the car, and it's a giant like quarter scale statue, and it's $1,000.
Do you get the car too?
What's the hood? The base? Oh, he fell. It's the base that they're on is like it looks like the hood of the car.
Okay, that sounds cool.
Yeah, but $1,000, that's for
Yeah, I know
Batman's
that's
six.
not cool, but
You know, the people that are the gem mint guys are the guys that buy those $1,000 statues, and I don't think they're gonna buy us a Batman 66.
yeah, but does Jim Mint pay for things, or does he get things free to promote on his show?
Oh, you're right. He's like one of those influencers
I
that
mean,
gets. Yeah,
I don't know. I have no idea how it works.
yeah. I think maybe he might get free stuff.
This Trump rally's later than most. Um, let's see here. Let me. I'm gonna try to position these people. Um, okay, so this girl. Okay, well, she's not to scale with the King Kong, but see, what would be perfect is to like if you got this. This is a Funko Pop gigantic Kool-Aid
Yeah,
man. Something
that's a
like
good
that
idea.
would be funny for these things. But
Yeah, I like that idea.
yeah,
Uh,
I just
Good man.
maybe I'll just put her with these people, and then
If you had a Godzilla, it'd be cool to have him running from Godzilla.
well, the Godzilla is not really to scale. You know something? As far as collecting monster stuff, I really have a cutoff of about the mid 70s. It seems like a lot of these monster collectors like all kind. I mean, it's this is cool and everything, but it's just this isn't cool on the scale that
I've
something
never
made
seen
in the
that. What is
60s
that?
is cool. Like now, now this is actually from the 60s. That's what Herman Munster thought was his kid. But sometimes, I mean, that's pretty cool. That's oh, yeah, you can't even see what I'm showing you. Hold on. Can you see him? Hold on. Where the fuck?
That one you were showing that you don't like. What is that?
Uh, I don't mean I don't like it, but it's not cool. I mean, I wouldn't seek this out like I would those. This is something I got at a.
Is that one of those rubber ones from maybe the 80s?
It's probably from the 80s. I'm trying to look for a manufacturing mark on it. I don't see anything.
He's just
Uh,
all rubber, one piece.
well, he's plastic.
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Uh, well, he has some cat or something in the past, some dog. I bought it. It was missing the two fingers when I got it. I don't know. It's actually pretty good. Not, but yeah, I don't know why I'm knocking it, but it's just like I guess I'm just trying to say I like the older stuff better. But then all this NECA stuff is really astonishingly great. Um, uh, I just don't have much of it. Um, I don't know. I don't know, man. Uh, this girl running. Where could I put her? I'll just put her running from up here, and I'll just have these guys out of scale with the King Kong, just so I have them somewhere. And let's see what people are saying. Oh wait, people are. I missed. I'm going to hit up the milk lady. It's weird because I eat lunch with her every day. Just and she's my wife has met this woman separately, and I didn't even realize I worked with her every day. The lady that she gets her milk from is someone I already know from work. That's what happens when you live in a small town. Library 8 says, I'm glad you nabbed that metamorpho, though. It's crazy no one claimed it. Yeah. Missing Mars says, no worry, Kevins. Love the damaged stuff. Damaged stuff has character. Library 88 says, the books are alive and take on a new life when you discover them and they join your collection. That's well put. And Library 88 says, congrats on 700, Kevin, and lightning. Lightning and 770 grow too. Yeah, thank you. I don't, but when you say that, someone will say, I'm going to unsubscribe so he doesn't have. Because always, as soon as I say that, then I lose a subscriber. People unsubscribe. Like, I got 2 subscribers when I announced the Halloween contest because I think they wanted to subscribe so they'd get a notification about it. So maybe I think contests and giveaways do work to help people. Um, God, what was on this disc? I think it was last. Oh, it's last night's town hall, and I got to label it. My wife, are you hungry, Grotz? No, I had a dinner earlier while you were sleeping, so I'm okay. That's why I brushed my teeth. But if you're gonna have a snack later, I'll gladly munch on that. Library, those Jack Chick tracks still show up fresh on the New York subway. That is great. I love them. That's what first got me to feel as a little kid that I was born again. But they're also a little scary. I think they're are they needlessly scary? I don't know. It's kind of the way that the gospel was taught in the days of the pilgrims, the Puritans. That's like, hey, you're dangling by a thread over hell. You need to get right with God. It's really scares you as opposed to approaching, converting you to Christianity through love. The Jack Chick tracks are intended to scare the heck out of, especially a little kid reading them. Um, let's see. Gary Davis took a while to find my copy of Ghost Story DVD. I don't think I've ever had that on DVD. I saw it when it came out in the theater I think with my mom, but I think I sat in a different. My mom would take. Was it an? It had to be. Of course, it was an R-rated movie. Wait, what year did that movie come out? I might have seen it on my own. I might have been driving by then. Yeah, the Northern Lights suddenly everywhere is strange. Yeah, YouTube unsubscribes too. That's true. That's happened to me. That I was unsubscribed to friends. Um, so this is from what was yesterday? October. I'll put town hall. Yesterday was what was yesterday? The 14th. Yeah.
Where do you store all your DVDs that you copy that you make?
Well, I'll show you in a second. I kind of put them. Well, I don't have a half price books near me anymore. I guess I could get these things at in these books like that. These binders.
Holy
And
crap! Look at all those.
yeah, well, this is just a little bit. I've got boxes and boxes. Sometimes I put them in shells. I've got boxes and boxes of them. It's really kind of a sickness. It's like there's but we're all sick in some way. We all this is part of my mental illness. I record stuff off TV and I'll never watch it all. My wife points that out to me, and um, but I think, well, maybe someday someone will discover this archive. I just think this is all important to record because we're never going to see Trump running for president again. And I record every one of his rallies. But I also record all the cartoons and all this stuff off YouTube because I know YouTube's not going to be around forever and channels come and go. And like I want to record that roundtable discussion that Raymond Castile with the other three people. I want to have that forever. What if someone takes that down? I just I don't know. I just am someone that wants to save everything.
No, it's cool. Yeah, the internet's not guaranteed.
Hell no. It is not guaranteed. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the internet goes down tomorrow because the Democrats are desperate. They're losing and they'll do anything. And I mean anything. But what's weird right now is it looks like the Democrats are turning on themselves, like Bill Clinton saying, well, if that man had been properly vetted, then he wouldn't have killed those girls. And it's like, oh boy. And what's his face? Joe Biden is saying, Kamala's been there every step of the way with every decision I made. She's been right there. And it's like, oh shit, don't say that because everything you've done has been terrible. But he's been saying it because he's been forced out. I mean, he was literally forced out. He was threatened to get out of the race. He said, I'm not going to, God himself will have to tell me to get out. So I think they're turning on her. It's really interesting.
Yeah,
Uh,
I wonder what goes on behind the scenes that we don't see.
people um, with pentagrams painted on the floor and horrifying things that you will never be able to unsee. Eyes wide shut. Oh, they're playing the Who. I better turn that down. That'll definitely get me a copyright claim. Uh, Trust me, it's horrible. I Live 88 says you should paint a ghoulish portrait of Gratu, the archivist of the Hotel Orloff. You want me to paint a portrait of myself? I say again, we need to see a few new paintings by you, Gratu. Yes, I'll be glad to. Um, I painted a picture of myself once, but it doesn't look like what I look like. It's my. I haven't mentioned this in several years that this is not what I truly look like. That I'm actually from another planet. And uh, if you've been following me since the MySpace days, you know that story. That I'm actually not from this planet, and what I truly look like. Um, the painting's on the stairs. It's like the portrait of Dorian Gray. Okay, all right. I'm having to start a new disc here for the because the Trump rally is about to start here in Georgia, which is apparently not a nice place to live, from what I understand. At least this Atlanta, Georgia is not nice, but there's a great store there called Bizarro Wuxtree, run by a guy named Devlin Thompson. And I've known him since the 80s when I put out a magazine called The Sophisticate. He would send me stuff. And he runs this store called Bizarro Wuxtree, which may be maybe the second best store after Kevin's store. My wife says, that reminds me of Monty Python. I think she meant to type something else. Oh my gosh. Um, she's probably saying, I'm not feeling well. Maybe I need to go cook her some food. I don't know. What is, I'm, I'm, yeah, I probably need to. So tomorrow, I guess my wife will be working. So I will come home, and she said it's okay to do a stream. Uh, I guess I'll open these comics and see what they look like inside. Let's see if I can open one of them now. I want to open this Metamorpho. And I guess these Metamorpho comics don't have much value. Um, they might next summer when Metamorpho is actually comes. Maybe this. I don't know if the speculators are still around, but I really anticipate James Gunn's Superman movie is going to be fantastic. Uh, the guy playing Superman is great. I can tell. The lady playing Lois Lane is a fantastic actress. I've seen her in Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Um, what are people talking about here? I'm worried about Cretu because he hasn't spoken in his native language for years. Yeah, maybe I need to. Yeah, I've learned how to speak English. I've mastered the language, but oh, this isn't in bad shape at all, man. What does that say? Damn, I think I may have seen the portrait, but maybe sometime in 2019 before the move, or I'll show it to you now, or 2020-ish, just after the move. I was thinking I better not go show it to you because then I'll be real close to where my wife is working. But then I remember, oh, she's not working tonight. Or 2020-ish, just after the move. That's the era I discovered your channel. We need to see the portrait again. Man, Library 88, you need to come on this show, man. You have been watching a while. The move was in 2022. P.S. Love Bizarro Wuxtree. Only know it from online, Facebook, eBay, etc. He used to send me all his art. He would do posters for a band called the Woggles. I need to look up the Woggles on YouTube. It was some local band, and he would do these amazing posters. He would send me every one of them back then. I've still got them. I'll show them to you when I find them. Last Frontier, Fox News reported this morning that the military was concerned that UFOs were buzzing around military bases lately, and they can't stop them. It's a false flag. Who knows? Yeah, they're saying they're calling them. I don't think they're calling them UFOs. They're calling them like drones about the size of a plane. Or yeah, I saw that. Yeah, they're gonna do. They may pull the alien card because remember Hillary Clinton in one of her emails that was released when they were desperate before the 2016 election, she said, "Is it time to pull the alien card?" Okay, so it's issue 4 of Metamorpho. The guy that they've got playing Metamorpho looks exactly like that. UAF. I don't know, but I have heard that. I can confirm what Last Frontier is saying. This is maybe someday I need to set up my Aurora model motoring set. Strange Life was talking about his set that he still has. Mine, my older brothers bought the set and they bought all the cars in the 60s and it was theirs. And then I really wanted a slot car race for Christmas around 1978. And so my older brothers just, hey, here's a cheap way to get a present for my little brother. I'll just give you my old, it doesn't cost anything because I got it for Christmas in 1965. And I'll just get here. He gave me all my track, all the track, his track, and the transformer and the little cars, and even a little bottle of oil. You got to put a little bit of oil at the bottom. So anyway, CarShield has an A rating with the better. Plus, Werner von Braun said the alien card is their last move. Yeah, there you go, MM. My wife is an expert on this. I need to get her on here, man, because I keep telling her she will become huge on YouTube because she has so much knowledge. She'd have to be on Rumble though. Library 88. One day, I'm still not camera ready yet, haha. But one day, you don't have to worry about a camera. Just use your iPhone if you've got a phone. That's what I'm using. I've never used a camera for this. I just use my phone. I will start up my channel up and do some test videos talking, showing books. Then I will get on streams at some point. Unidentified aerial phenomenon. That's their new thing. They don't want to call them UFOs anymore because they think that's hokey, I guess. Well, it's all here. There's an ad. I've got that issue. When they brought the Spectre back. It's this wonderful Ramona Fraden art. Always loved her art. Um, I'm too full of truth, and they call that controversy. LOL, she says. Yes. Yeah, see, this is Monogram. They had their own slot car set. This was the big thing. This is, what is this about? And what were you? Well, I'm going to guess this book. I like to do this guessing. I'm going to guess this book is February of 66. I like to guess and then see if I'm right. And let's see if we're correct. January, February 66. I'm off. Well, I'm off by a couple of months. Okay. So that's why I kind of get salty. Is that the right word? When somebody that's 25 years old is buying up a book like this to slab, and it's like, what do you know about February of 66? You don't know anything about that time. You don't deserve that book. No, it's slot car racing was so big. There's an episode of Batman where at the end, after they've caught the penguin or whatever, you see in the Wayne Mansion a um, gigantic slot car race. It's like a room this big, and they've got a slot car set. You remember? Does anyone remember that? Uh, and it's like gigantic. But that was the thing. You didn't have video games. You had slot cars, and I could never get the cars to stay on the track because I would always have the thing pressed down all the way, and they'd go flying off the track, instantly killing the little imaginary drivers in them. Yeah, this book would be considered good or very good in the old rating system, but it's perfectly acceptable to me. Uh, Library 88, love Ramona Fraden too. Sorry I never met her to buy a drawing directly from her. Dang, I still need that Showcase 62. 62, not 62, 62 also. Spectre. Yeah, I bought it in like 1980, so it wasn't expensive. But I guess it would be expensive now. What else do I have? I was wondering what that noise was. That's Kevin on the.
What
There,
happened?
let's.
What was the noise?
It wasn't. It was just I heard a sound like there was something being moved around, and I was looking around like, is there a mouse in here? It was just the noise of you moving a comic or something. Okay, so this is like night. Okay, this is gonna be May of 1980. Is my guess on this one. Um, so you and I probably already have. Well, I see it might collude in 1979. I could be wrong here. Should I revise? I'm gonna say January of 80. Ugh, I feel a little. where the slickness ends and it feels like somebody with sticky Cheeto hands touched it right there. I hate that. I might already have this book. Maybe.
Need to do some dry cleaning on it.
Yeah, I'm going to immerse it in Clorox.
No, you could just dry clean it with a microfiber cloth.
Oh, are you serious? Is that I don't
Yeah,
even know what that is.
yeah, like
Okay.
one of those microfiber washcloths. You
What
can
did
just
I say? Yeah. What did I
clean
guess on
some of
this? Did I
that.
guess January of 80? Is someone, do you remember what I guessed, Kevin?
I can hit it backwards. When did you say it?
About a minute ago. I don't know. I think I guessed early 1980.
I'm gonna
And
go a whole minute back.
but then I
Hold on.
saw that it said 1979. I said January 80. It's actually
There we go.
February March 1980. So I guessed pretty well. Okay. These
Was it
these
before
dollar
you heard the sound? Before you heard the sound, you said the date.
I don't know. Hey, I thought these dollar books didn't have ads. This one does have ads, but the dollar books, it was an experiment. I think after, did they go back down to 60 cents after this experiment? Does anyone remember, or they go down to, I think, oh, Trump's coming out. Well, anyway, it's all original stories, and it sounds like I'm actually on the radio. Like this has a musty kind of, well, it's not that bad. There's the Star Trek ad for the first Star Trek movie, but usually that ad I would remember seeing on the inside front cover in slick, but I've never seen it on an actual newsprint page. Um, oh, there's this Ditko story in here. I almost sound like Art Bell or something. Um, Art Steve Ditko. So he did pencils and inks on this.
I couldn't find the part where you said it. I tried.
It's all right. It was confirmed that I said January. I was only off by a month. Okay, let's keep doing this. Trump's starting, but I can't play this song. I used to hate this song. It became popular right after 9/11. God bless the USA. It would play on the radio. Now I love it because I associate it with Trump, but it is kind of cheeseball. The song that's the greatest song is from Team America. The guys from South Park made a movie, a parody of the Jerry Anderson puppet uh, shows like Thunderbirds, and there's a song that when their their ship is shooting out of the mountain, or it seems like we're kind of like the Thunderbirds. It's this. It sounds like a theme song to a Saturday morning show, or kind of like this. God bless the USA. Um, it's like the Power Rangers theme. Go go Power Rangers, but it's America. Fuck yeah, we're coming again to save the motherfucking day. Every I was in the movie theater. I didn't think I would survive. I laughed so hard at that I was actually in agony, man. Have you ever laughed that hard at a movie? Or it's like, I don't know if I'm going to live. I think I'm going to die. And that made me laugh like that. And the other times I've laughed that hard are the Zucker brothers in the movie Airplane and some of those police squad naked gun movies. It made me laugh so hard. And I
Yeah, we
think
call
there
that
was one.
almost flipping your stomach. You almost flip your stomach, and that'll
Yeah,
kill
you
you.
feel
Like when you
like your
flip your
guts are gonna rip. It can kill you. It's like what the Joker does to people in the Batman comic. It's like it's horrible. It's so fucking funny, and the song just keeps going and getting funnier. I try to use that song as often as I can on Instagram, but it's hard to get it. You've got to type out "America, fuck yeah" the entire thing before Instagram will give you that song. It's Matt Parker, Trey, whatever, Stone,
Isn't it
whatever the
weird how
name.
sometimes Instagram lets you put songs and sometimes it doesn't?
Yeah, it's weird. And I see you've discovered that they even have Kmart jingles on Instagram. That's so okay. Here's a Richie Rich. And I swear that Donald Trump is a grown up Richie Rich, and no one ever says that. America F yeah, says Library 88, is a masterpiece of a song. I wish Trump would come out to that. I've, I've, I've started to put nothing, almost all Trump stuff on Instagram, and I'll run away everyone that I possibly can. And if that will be the test, because I don't know if some of these monster people that we're talking about will accept me because of my politics, but if I do put up enough Trump things, and they're still like, because like Dark Ride Dracula will like some of my pictures on Instagram, if he can get through my Trump storm for the next few weeks, then I know that he's accepting of my okay, he says masterpiece of a song. That movie had us in seizures in the theater. Yes, you're my kind of person, Library 88. You understand me. It was unbelievable. Trey Parker is a great songwriter. I was thinking about something, uh, and I'm gonna show this in a future video. I can't do it right now because Trump's on and I'm recording him. But um, when I was watching the Raymond Castile live stream where he had all these monster collectors on, I was thinking, these guys understand me. And it reminds me, and you can listen to this record on YouTube. There is, Steve from I Love Disney and Comics says, hey guys, I thought Team America was hilarious. There's a record I got, my mom bought me when I was like 5. It's from the late 60s. It's called, it's from MGM. It's Leo the Lion Records. It's their kids album. It's got the origins of Green Lantern, the Golden Age Green Lantern, the Golden Age Flash, and the Silver Age Aquaman. And it's all the acting. It's not like the Power records that came later in the 70s that had the cheesy acting where you could tell the guys were reading the lines for the first time and it's like they were rolling their eyes. It sounds like an old time radio show. Wonderful sound effects, wonderful music. But there's a scene at the beginning before Aquaman remembers back to his childhood and his father, raising him because his mother died, who was from Atlantis and all that. And he's rescuing a ship with Aqualad, and he rescues the ship, and then afterwards Aqualad says, "Hey, that lighthouse over there, isn't that the one where you?" And he says, "Never mind." And he's thinking in his mind. He says, "I shouldn't have been so hard on the lad, but I don't like to think about." But then you have the origin. It's like word for word out of the comic. But the captain of the ship, he's bringing all these fish to stabilize the ship during a horrible storm. And the guy, the captain says, "Those fish, they understand you." And he says, "Of course." The way he says it, it's so great. It's like the way Errol Flynn would talk, to of course they, of course they do. And that's what I feel like when I watch one of these shows and people are talking about monsters and making references to things that uh, and I figure, if you understand Team America and you understand Trump, if you're watching my show and you haven't given up on me, 'cause, I don't know. A lot of people have given up on me. I hope that someday I can reconcile with the comic book community. I've said some shit that I probably shouldn't have, but maybe someday we can all meet. Maybe on Halloween night, maybe everyone will come back and say, "Hey," and I can say, "Hey, I'm sorry. I said you guys were in a nursing home," and they can say, "We forgive you, Gratu," and we can all hug, and because it's like, we're about to go through the apocalypse. Why can't we all be friends again, man? I don't know. I've had worse problems with friends in real life, and gotten through it. I hope they can forgive me for being an asshole. I don't know, man. Ooh, this is cool. Richie Rich. Yeah, right where the drink is, it feels a little rough. I think these are read by a dirty kid with dirty fingers, but it's pretty much still slick like the 70s back. It's a 20 cent. That's kind of my era, my sweet spot, 20, because that's when I was really getting into third and fourth grade when I was really getting into collecting comics. But you're never gonna get all the Harvey comics. So you might as well just give up on that. That's just what's coming out that month. They were insane. It was worse than the X-Men in the 1990s. And this is just the Richie Rich titles, you know. But I love all these characters, and that's why I understand Captain Strange Life. I mean, I've had problems with Captain Strange Life where we had a disagreement. We're friends again. Hopefully, I can reconcile with the four color fossils that hate me, and I want to be friends with them again. I want to be done with all that enmity. Enmity, that's a good word. But I don't know. Come back. Click on my link. We'll make nice and kiss each other, and we'll put our tongues in each other's ears and oh, this is look at this ad for Collegeville costumes. Look at that. That would make a good post. Well, kind of. I remember these are the costumes that the lame kids wore. I don't know. No, that's not lame. Well, it'd be cool to be Popeye or Bugs Bunny, or I guess it would be cool to be any one of those. But I'd rather be Frankenstein, to be honest with you. Oh yes, but really, I prefer the 1960s and 50s Harveys. You can tell it's a 50s Harvey because their heads were much more gigantic. You know. There's a great commercial on YouTube with Little Dot. Uh, Little Dot was never animated. They've got her in a TV screen, which deceptively makes you think that there was a little dot a cartoon, but there weren't. I think about 10 years ago, they made a cartoon with the Harvey kids, and they tried to make them diverse and equitable. And they were like kids in the inner city with baggy pants. And I think they had Richie Rich. I don't think they had Casper. Um, I don't know if they had Little Lotta. If they did, they probably made her thin because jokes about fat people are kind of not cool. I think they made Little Dot African American, but it was an updated cartoon. It wasn't successful. But the only time I've seen Little Dot animated, and it's on YouTube, it's really cool. Um, it was for an ad for ABC.com from back when the internet first started, and they were ABC television was starting their own website, and they were trying to explain what a website is to baby boomers, and baby boomers knew who Little Dot was, so they had little, and it's like because it's ABC.com, they wanted the baby boomers to remember that dot, you got to put a dot there .com. So they had they were singing, they had little Lulu, I'm sorry, little Dot rather, dancing in a 60s way, looking just like she did in the 60s comics. And they're singing ABC.com, it's like do the dot. They were trying to, it's a new dance called the dot. And so if you type in ABC.com little dot, you'll find that commercial. And it's not very long. But they were using a little dot to advertise the .com thing. Anyway, amazing. Well, this book isn't in horrid condition. This is worth $2, but I, I wish that, yeah, I wish that classics. This should not be in this bag. This bag is too thin. I'm not going to put it in that bag. These bags are kind of grungy and disgusting anyway. They've been in. It's not the fault of the guy that sold it to me. It's just what he got it in. Um,
Yeah, he's
Plus,
not going to pay the money to rebag it when it's
oh
only
no,
two
no,
dollars.
he's the yeah. I don't know how he makes any profit at all. I think he's doing it just to be a nice member of the community.
Well,
Um,
maybe he builds up a big audience of doing it, and then he can get more later.
well, he's trying to build like an empire. He does a show every single day where he just talks or shows his own books. Then he does claim sales 7 days a week, and then on Sunday he shows an episode from an old Batman movie serial from the 40s. He's trying to. He's really trying to start something. I see what he's doing. He's obviously new to YouTube and is having a lot of fun. That's what I can tell. This one meh, is not is kind of it doesn't feel as good as it looks. You know what I mean? Some books feel like they're brand new. Some books feel a little grungy. Like you can kind of yeah. Ugh. Some kid was like, there's just there's a little gross spot there. You can't see it, but you can feel it. The kids that eat, you know, like the kids that I knew in elementary school, like Mark Krusenberger, that would pick his nose and eat the boogers, and he would pour glue on the floor and lick it up. He might have owned this book. Uh, let's see. So I call him Kazar. I know it's supposed to be Kesar, but whatever. Nice artwork here. This character never took off. They could never get anyone to care about this character. But oh, see, it's John Buscema, or you could say Buscema. I don't buy John Buscema. I don't. I say Buscema, and sometimes I say Buscema, but not Buscema. But if you want to say Buscema, you can call him Johann Buscema if you want to, and I'm sure he won't mind. He'll look down on you and just say, "Those poor people, they don't realize what's going to happen to them in a few weeks." You have fun saying my name. At least I left Earth before the horrible stuff happened. It's great. Well, anyway, Sonny Trinidad inked his art. I don't know the name. I've never heard of Sonny Trinidad, but he's like I picture him singing calypso music in a Holiday Inn. Sonny Trinidad is the guy that made. See, this doesn't look like John Buscema art. It's heavily inked by Sonny Trinidad, who is. I'm laughing at Count Dante, the deadliest man alive. There was a parody of that ad in an early issue of Marvel's Crazy magazine, and it was hilarious. Count Dante is the undefeated supreme grand master of the fighting arts. Count Dante won the World Overall Fighting Arts Championship, Master and Expert divisions after defeating the world's top masters of judo, boxing, wrestling, kung fu, karate, aikido, etc. in death matches. Death matches. On August 1st, 1967, the World Federation of Fighting Arts crowned the Count the world's deadliest fighting arts champion and master. Now, the world's deadliest fighting secrets can be yours. Look at that. The Black Dragon Fighting Society. Maybe we should. We've got the Gratu Army, Gratu and the Jerks, and we could also call ourselves the Black Dragon Fighting Society. I wonder if we would get sued. Chicago, Illinois. There's a documentary, I think, or two on him on YouTube. He was a real guy, and someone recently put out a comic book about him that looked like it was drawn by a 14-year-old, so I avoided it. I'm a stickler for good art. Maybe it was fine. I never actually saw it in person. I saw someone holding it on YouTube, actually. Full disclosure. Um, Missing Mars says planes, trains, and automobiles made me laugh uncontrollably. I've never seen it. Missed stuff because of laughing so hard. My wife says Frankenstein was my first costume, but I got sick. That's why I married her. Not that because she got sick, because she loves Frankenstein, but Halloween was always something you look forward to. And then you put the mask on and you can't breathe. It's horrible. That's why COVID was like Halloween, stretched over 2 years wearing the stupid mask. It was Halloween seems fun until you experience it. And then you have to get out in the cold. You can't, you're breathing in your own. And it's like, well, I'm going out here to get, I have to go to these people's doors and they give me candy. And it's like, I could care less. But all the, then the problem is all these people only bring out their monster stuff for Halloween. And it's like, oh, it's spooky season. I can bring. No, it should be out all year long. You don't understand how to live life. Library 8 says, I swear the fossils are all still. Yeah. So I
I'm gonna
foresee
start
a
putting my
joyful
scary
family
stuff
Jim
away at
future with what.
Halloween.
Yeah, well, I think they could possibly become. I hope that they are, but I no, I've heard things that have been said, but then I've said things too. So I think we could all forgive each other and French kiss each other. But some mean things have been said on both parts, and you don't. It's hard to believe, I know, but some of them don't like some of. Trust me.
There's, there's good people on both sides.
Yeah, except none of us are Nazis. Library 8. P.S. Harvey really was on top for a time. When I was a kid, Richie Rich delivered the goods. I couldn't get enough. Yeah. And they gave you enough that you could spend all your allowance and never get all the books. Skip Savage, that's a good name. It's groovy with all you cool cats at the Hotel Orloff. Yeah, I don't know what cool cats there are. The 19 mysterious strangers. Well, we know who a few of them are. Library 8. Yeah, a cheap comic collector buys the comics for 17 cents each, so he's doing okay selling them at $2 each. And yeah, they're often reader copies. How does he get them for 17 cents on this whatnot thing, which we all should be watching right now, except for Donald Trump? Because
Oh, I forgot Pete's on tonight.
I know, how do you watch that? What is WhatsApp? I don't even know what that
You want to,
is.
we can simulcast it, I guess, right now.
What,
Yeah,
you could put it on your phone
yeah,
and
let
then
me
hold
put it
your, or how do you get it on your TV set? How can you watch Pedal and Pete on your TV?
on whatnot. I've never done that.
I wish you would do YouTube. Library 88. Oh yeah, Sunny Trinidad had a crazy ornate inking style. Trace elegante. It's almost it's almost sick on Halloween. I'm almost always sick on Halloween. Yeah, probably because of the weather change. I've had maybe three good ones total in 46 years. Well, there's some common ground. One of you are None of you are National Socialists. LOL. My dog is trying to bite my belly. I fed you upstairs. Gosh darn it. What's wrong with you? She wants more Burt Ward food.
That stuff's
I,
addictive, I think, for these animals.
I think so. Burt Ward puts fentanyl in it. Okay. All right. Okay, man.
Yeah, I forgot that show was tonight.
Yeah, you're the one that told me about it. I yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't bid on anything. I don't I just like to hear him get angry because I
I
it's
wonder if he has a
entertains me.
filter. He might
Um,
have a filter. He might have a filter for whatnot, maybe.
is there a way to watch? Is Whatnot only can be watched while it's live, or can you watch old streams?
I think you can watch it playback, but I don't know if it lasts forever.
Because what I do I like to watch his old auctions on because I'm not bidding. I like to watch his old auctions on YouTube. Sometimes they'll go for 5 6 hours, but I just don't even know what Whatnot is. Is it like YouTube where you can click on little thumbnails or?
It's like a TikTok. You have to have your phone up straight up,
Oh, I don't like that. But yeah, that's I've
and
never
then
been
you
on
have to.
TikTok.
The bidding button is can get scary because you might hit it when it says $10, But really, you hit it when it said $25.
Yeah, and there's YouTube is bad because if you're watching a live stream like this from Right Side Broadcasting or any live stream, people will be in the chat, and if you accidentally hit it wrong, or if you have it in your pocket while then you pull it out of your pocket and it says, "Would you like to report this person or block this?" And it's like, no, I don't want to report this person. I'm afraid you could accidentally start reporting people that are perfectly innocent because buttons get pressed in your pocket. That's what I don't like. So I guess if you're listening to something live, make sure the chat isn't visible when you put it in your pocket because that happens. Oh, I got a new subscriber when I was. Oh, that's exciting to me. I used to be right with Meyer. Then Meyer burst ahead and went over 800. Congratulations on 771 subscribers, Gratu. Cheap comic collector searches out big lots of comics at auction or some dealer sources. So the per book is very low, and then he sorts them, keeps a couple gems, sells the rest. I don't know why he didn't keep that Metamorpho, but then I don't understand. I expect everyone to have the exact same taste in comics that I do. And then when they don't, I just think, the fool. Uh-oh, the cat's going to eat the Burt Ward food, and the dog's saying no. And then the cat turns over and shows his belly to show, hey, it's okay. I mean no harm. That's what we'll have to do when the aliens arrive. We'll just have to lay down on the ground and show our bellies to show we mean no harm. Let's go ahead and take over our Earth. Greta says it'll look cool for a bit when you get to 777. Yeah, it didn't look very good when I had 666, though. Whatnot is a stress, says Library 88. It's fast, and the people often pay too much for a ragged book. It's bad in the opposite way of cheap comic collector. Whatnot is nerve wracking and fast. I found the bidding. I found cheap comic collector and psychotronic psychotronic squirt gun to be stressful. My because it's like oh, I can immediately tell by the colors, when an Archie book's being brought up, and I put claim Archie, and then it's like, well, this book's got bullet holes in the back of it, and it's like, oh shit, I just claimed it. But he's cool. He'll say, well, if you decide you don't want it, just let me. And one of them I did say no, no thanks, and he said that's cool, but you gotta bid, not bid. You gotta claim it quick because of missing Mars. He's got these. When there's another guy is like saying, I think his name is I have MS or under the specter of MS or something. I don't know. He has exactly the same taste as me too, and he's always claiming everything. And there's some other guy like the crazy mad Hungarian. He likes all the same books I like, and he's claim. And it's like I don't want to deal with that stress on a Saturday afternoon. I want to relax, and plus the fact I'm spending money that I shouldn't be doing. My wife says maybe he already had it. Sounds what? Multiple sclerosis? What? What are you talking
I
about?
think on one night too, it takes the money right out of your account every book you win. You're gonna
That
have like
doesn't
a
s- that
10
doesn't
charges
sound
on
good
there.
to me at all. I don't know. Maybe he already had it. Sounds like a smart and fun business plan. I don't know what people are talking about. If you're not fast enough, I can help you. I'm quick. Yes, but I don't want to spend. Remember, we're trying to save money. She's encouraging me, uh, which is good and bad. You watch these shows like there used to be this couple on YouTube that traveled across the country visiting comic stores, and it was called Comic Trips. I think the channel's still up, and it was this couple that seemed like a great couple, and it was this young guy and his wife, and they both were covered in tattoos, but they just seemed so sweet, and they would go in comic stores. They even they went all the way across the country in a Scooby Doo looking van with their friend, and they stopped at all these stores and showed you what they were like and bought comics, and the wife was always saying, "We need this Deadpool thing." she was like, she was encouraging him. We need this, we need that. But anyway, that channel ended, and I think they divorced. It was very disappointing because I really loved that channel. And then, of course, Dark Ride Dracula. They're not married, but they're a couple. The two that run that channel, and she's always like, "Oh, she's all into get buying the monster stuff," and has always wanted to buy just as much as him. That's so. That's I'm missing Donald Trump because of you people. But anyway, let me open some more of these books and see. Really, gets them for 17 cents. Why doesn't everybody do that? But he gets a lot of stuff that's like looks horrible, like modern
I
Green
think they
Lantern
can, yeah.
books.
If you go into a comic shop and just tell them you want all the, just buy in bulk. There's stores that'll just sell you their stuff that's just sitting in the back room.
Would you sell stuff for 17 cents each to get
What,
rid of
what
it?
what's 17 cents times like 500? What's that come to?
Hey, I was not. That's why I didn't. I'm not a math. Math, not my subject, man.
All right, 17 cents times 500. That's like 85 bucks. I've done that. I've sold long boxes for that.
Yeah, but
Unbagged and boarded, you could fit about 500 in a long box.
okay.
I usually try to get at least 100, but I mean that's 85. Maybe he's buying two or three at a time.
Well, I mean, most of the books he's getting are like garbage, but he'll get good stuff like this in there too, you know. But there's people that love that garbage. Um, I don't know. Now it's a 25-cent book, so the first thing you check for in a 25-cent book, of course, you all know this, is the value stamp. So this doesn't look too bad, and it's great to love the Submariner because these books aren't expensive. This book
Colors
is
look good
nice.
for here.
Yeah, it's nice. This one's nice. Drew, what's up, man? Put this over here.
Yeah,
I
Submariner
started.
is a book that's it's hard to sell in a comic shop.
Yeah, but people are stupid because there's some great issues around 1972 where Bill Everett came back and is drawing them right before he passed away. It was fantastic looking. And this is George Tuska artist, Vince Coletta inker. Um, yeah, let's see if the value stamp is in here. Some giant full page. That way you don't have to draw as much. Um, that's what comic artists have discovered. Yes, it's there. It's a pretty good one. It's Joe Biden, the puppet master. It's actually the puppet master above Biden. They have lots of ads on how to fight because they figure if you're reading comics, you're getting beaten up a lot.
Like 7 years ago, they tried bringing back the Marvel stamps,
Did they?
and they thought maybe two people would buy two copies and cut one out.
Do they even have ads in comics anymore? What are the
Well,
ads for?
they have ads, but it was the coupon. They put the value stamps, but nobody bought two copies. Nobody cut any out. And so I had all these catalog or all these stamp books where you would put the stamps,
Mm.
and
Oh,
nobody
you
would
have
even take
stamp
them.
books?
Well, I had like probably 100 of them. I threw out finally.
Well, you can't sell them. You can't sell them. Have you ever seen one of these coins? Because I've never seen them.
No, I've never seen the coins. I had no.
What did they charge for them?
And it's funny you said that because I was in my garage this morning and I found my coin. I found my coin collection. I was going through it and I had a bunch of pressed pennies and stuff in there from different places.
They say they're solid bronze and they're $2.50 each. Bronze must not be
Wow, bronze
what?
isn't worth much.
But $2.50 and the comics a quarter. Hmm, that's $2.50 is kind of like maybe
Copper,
fifteen
copper might.
dollars.
I think copper might even be worth more than bronze now.
What you could buy with $2.50 in 1974, 75, it's probably about $20. What do you guys think?
So
Some will
I
always
had
have.
some fentanyl zombies. They stole my at my old store. They stole the plumbing out the back because it was copper pipe.
Oh, right.
So when they replaced it with a new piece of copper, I painted it so they couldn't see that it was shiny copper.
Oh man, that's why you got to move here. Eesh. I don't like this. This bag is this. No, 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 no. That bag's too tight. That needs to be in like in a. Even though this thing is way too scary. This sticky thing. It was almost stuck to the front cover of that. Fuck.
Well, those are.
I frick that.
Did I give you that bag? Because I have some of those bags.
No, this is what I got from the claim sale today.
So it's one of those self-sealing ones.
Yeah, but this one seems a little more dangerous than
Yeah,
most.
they put it on the flap. I just got a pack of those, and I'll never get them
Yeah,
again.
because the sticker's supposed to be here, right?
Yeah, they moved it to the
It's on the
flap.
flap.
That
That's what Howler Mouse was talking about on Sunday. He was talking about he got this one of those gothic romance horror that are so hard to find. Forgot Forbidden House of fucked up love and gothic love, and he said he accidentally tore a little thing off the top.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what is wrong. That's
It's like
insane.
having it's a hazard all the way across instead of
Yeah,
just
it's
one piece
supposed
of
to be
tape.
down
Yeah.
here. Yeah, yeah, it's worse than tape. It's like it almost certain. In fact, it actually touched the book, and I got it off. That's insanity. And
So
no,
I got those and I don't use them. I don't peel it off and I just put a piece of tape on it.
see, this one is the opposite. Here, the sticker is here instead of on the
Yeah.
flip. Yeah, I didn't quite understand what he was talking about. Howler Mouse contacted me and says, "I can't believe you live only an hour from." And I said, "Man, I live in Virginia in my eeh, condition." He warned me about it, and I said, "It's okay. That almost looks like
The
ejaculate."
the
But
self sealing like that one with it on the back, it's bad because you set it down and then you put a book on top and it sticks to it.
yeah, it's bad. So I'll be getting rid of that bag board. But
You know what self sealings are for? They're for people that seal their book and then they just never touch it again.
yeah,
That's the only reason they're good is for those people.
yeah. Well, I'm not one of those people. Yeah. Okay. What are people saying here, man? Yeah, for 70 cents a book, you get a lot of modern crap, and then you got to sort and sell and pack and ship. But yeah, he enjoys it and has a system going. Um, Love that issue of Submariner, says Library 88. Love those late Everett issues. Yeah. Library 88 says the 1970s Marvel coins go for $100 to $200 each, or sometimes more now. Is that for collector's value or for the price of the bronze? Probably for the collector's value. No one's ever made a coin with Conan on it, except maybe when he was king in ancient Aquilonia. But yeah, this looks pretty horrible. The stain on the back looks like someone was. It
I
looks.
took a picture of this on Instagram. I don't know if you
Hold
saw it.
on, let me take a look at what you're talking about. Oh, let's see. Oh wow, is that a replica sticker?
No, this is the vending machine.
And it had that sticker on it.
So the 5 cent vending machine to get the comic, the little mini
Oh,
comic.
right. Yeah, that's inside of a sealed CGC thing, right?
Yeah, it's the only company that will grade this little book.
Oh, that's a fake. That's the slab is made to look like a vending machine.
So they put this background in the slab.
Oh, that's clever, actually.
Otherwise, you would have a giant slab with just a little book in the bottom.
Yeah. Okay. I wonder how many people have those things slabbed.
Nobody knows about this. If you started telling people, they would send them in.
Yeah. Well, the only person I ever remember there's a book that reprints all the.
Yeah, I ordered it. I ordered the book that reprints all these mini books so you can read them.
This book smells like smells horrible, man.
1966. So wouldn't it be cool to have that vending machine?
Yeah. Well, there's replicas of that sticker, and you could put that in a vintage vending machine, and but then you've got to get all the little capsules with those. Yeah, this book is disgusting, man. Whoa, it smells bad. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But he warned me. He showed me the damage to this book, and I said, "Well, okay, I just want to read it." But see, it's got a hole through the back of it. Uh, it's like someone did something horrible, but it looks like it doesn't like affect the next page. But the book has kind of a bad smell to it. It doesn't have, I don't know, but you got, yeah, this one's a little nasty. I don't know, man. Yeah. So I'll put that back into the bag because I don't want to smell it. Disgusting. Okay, let's see what's wrong with this pep. Maybe nothing. Let's make sure the bag doesn't have. Oh, this is just a regular bag that just had the flap. It's not a sticky flag. It's just a.
Look at this Butterfinger ad on the back of here.
Hold on, let me go to your screen. What is this book? Rich and dextrose.
I didn't know that was a selling point ever.
I don't know what dextra is.
I think it's bad. I think it's considered bad now.
I'm sure it is, but that's obviously from the 40s or 50s. Oh, you got a
45.
Plastic Man slap 15? I didn't know you had that. Oh yeah, let's see the cover. Oh wow, it's too bad it's slabbed.
I know. I want to look inside.
Is that
I can't sell it even in a slab. I should probably break it open.
what would it be worth outside of the slab?
I don't know. It's I can't. I've never been able to sell this book.
Well, I mean it's over $100, obviously, right?
I'm not sure. I haven't had any interest in this book.
I mean, I'd be interested in it, but
Yeah, Flash Man's awesome, but trying to sell it in a comic shop,
yeah,
I couldn't. I
uh,
can't even sell the new Plastic Man is probably the best DC comic out right now, and I can't sell it.
yeah. I don't know if there's a lot of interest in that character now. James Gunn might bring him back, and I bet he could probably do it. But then I don't know. Did the TV series do anything for the Peacemaker comic? I don't know if it did.
It
Library
did
8, I
for
bet.
it did for a minute, but right now it's been off the air for so long.
Yeah, that's, I think, because of the pandemic. I think they've got a bunch of episodes filmed for the second season. Um,
I think they had the third season already filmed.
well, I don't know about the third season. I think he's
I
done
think
a
they
he's
filmed
done a
both seasons
series,
in a row. They filmed two and three together.
maybe, but I know he's doing a series about Amanda Waller, which seems weird, but I think and kind of maybe her rise to power. But I think the series is going to have a lot of obscure heroes and villains in it that would really surprise you because you wouldn't think that you'd want to watch a show about Amanda Waller like a evil bureaucrat, but maybe he'll do it well. Here's an issue of Pep. I don't see any huge holes or it feel something going on here. Looks like someone wrote on it's not in very good shape, but it's not. Oh, it's a tear.
Some lady called me today and said she said she had some '80s Archie she wanted to sell.
80s are well. Uh, 80s Archies are nothing, but in the 90s they started to do those. This one smells bad too. It's from that same collection. Um, the 90s had the facsimile that just came out. They had those issues that are sought after now by perverts, um, or just people that like good girl art, whatever. um, this is better because this is older. Ugh, it's got some horrible moisture stain on it too. I don't know, man. But it's a $2 book, but it really does smell. This is gonna be from probably 66.
Here's the second appearance of the
Oh, I
Silver Age
guess.
Green Lantern.
Oh, oh man, that's great. You you may have shown these before, but I don't remember. Do you have price tags on any of this, or do you just not even bother?
I think this I might be able to sell since there's some Green Lantern show coming out.
Yeah, there's a movie called Lanterns. They've already cast Hal Jordan and um, the what is the Green Lantern with the red hair? He's in the Superman movie, and then there's some other Superman. I'm sorry, and then the African American Green Lantern has been cast too.
Some
So
guy today called me and said, "Hey, I want to buy that Hulk #1 that you have." And I said,
what?
I wish I had a Hulk #1. He goes, I see it on eBay. He goes, can we make a deal outside of eBay? And I said, sir, I don't have a Hulk #1. I wouldn't be here right now if I did.
Uh, I wonder what he's seeing on eBay.
So he saw another shop that had like maybe Gotham City as the title.
Oh, that's isn't that New York City that has a Gotham City?
He said it was like a 3.5 copy, and he wanted to make me a cash offer. And I was like, I'd love to take your money, dude, but I don't have that book. I wish I did.
Yeah,
I've never even seen a Hulk #1 in person.
that's almost it almost looks like a Jesus pose. I hate to say it, but let's see. I don't want to be blasphemous, but from a distance with my crummy vision, it looked like it was Jesus being crucified. It's another shop called Gotham. Yeah, I saw that Hulk one today too. Oh, okay. Doesn't
Yeah,
Strange
actually,
Life have a Hulk one?
I think I've gotten 3 calls now on that book in the past week.
What's bringing publicity to you? Here's a late period Conan. Let's see.
I told them I have the facsimile I could sell you for cover price.
Yeah.
Here, I have Amazing Fantasy 12.
Oh, let's look at that. I think you showed me that. Hold on.
I don't have Amazing Fantasy 15, but I have number 12.
Well, that's pretty cool. I like that it's amazing adult fantasy. They dropped that right before issue 15. That's nice.
I like what it says down here.
Yes, I took that and I used that on my fanzine that used to put out my Sophisticate magazine. I always put the magazine that respects your intelligence, and it was photocopied right off, Amazing Fantasy 15 in that font. Yeah,
It's a nice copy, 6.5.
yeah, yeah. It is.
I wish I could see inside.
Yeah, it's
That's all I can show you. Front and the back. That's not very fun.
What do you think that would sell for?
I don't know. Not very much. Who's
$2?
building a run? Who's putting together a run of Amazing Fantasy? All they care about is 15.
Hold on, my sound got turned down. What did you say? All they care about's what?
I said, who's building a run of Amazing Fantasy?
Hold on, my tripod was turning the sound down. They said what?
I said, I don't think anybody's building a run of Amazing Fantasy.
No, no. I mean, and that cover is great. It's a Ditko cover, but it's kind of a boring cover. It's like you could tell they're really scared of the comics code, and they're trying to make it as tame as they possibly can. Okay, let's look at this Conan comic. I love when they advertise what would kill the comic book industry, the video games.
Yeah, like they contributed to the downfall of comics by putting that ad.
Yeah, it's like when the company you work for hires someone for your position and they want you to train the person that's going to replace you. This one also feels like it was read by someone with grubby hands, right where my this finger is. I feel that's the what I always hated. I always hated the type food that would make your fingers grubby. I always hated Cheetos, all that. You know, if I ever ate something like that, I'd immediately want to wash my hands. Okay, this one I knew he showed that the cover was dislodged, but I'm not even going to open it. But it's a great cover.
Here's Tales of Suspense number 40.
Yeah, what you're showing is far better than what I'm showing. Yeah, you showed me that before. Yeah, yeah. If you want this book, call him up, man. You'll make his day.
It's a
Um,
3.0.
I would love to have that book unslabbed, but that's not something I'm ever gonna get. Third appearance of Iron Man. Yeah, that's laughable.
That's his second appearance, but I couldn't afford his first, so I got
Yeah,
a second.
get that book before you retire, ladies and gentlemen, because after you retire, it's not. It's no. Yeah. It's amazing how stupid Disney is. Just yeah, let's just kill off Iron Man. That makes sense. The biggest selling. Well, Robert Downey Jr. doesn't want to do it anymore, so let's just kill off the character. It's not possible to recast Iron Man.
Why don't they just bring him back as in the gold armor? Just bring him back.
I don't know. They're just insane. It turns out I was thinking, well, Disney's so insane. They must be doing this on purpose. And then I looked up, oh, does BlackRock own? Oh yeah, BlackRock owns 10% of Disney and ABC and all of that, you know. So they this freedom fighters
Yeah, they're
comic.
saying like they're putting out movies like on purpose to fail, right?
Well, yeah, I believe so. They're or with political agendas. That's what they mainly care about. I don't know, man. I don't want to turn into nerdrotic, but he's right about everything, honestly. But I used to enjoy watching that show, but I just kind of forget it's on now. Sometimes things you watch it every week and then all of a sudden you just forget it exists. And it's like, how did I forget? It's like I was thinking today about Bart
There's,
Simpson. For some reason, Eat My Shorts came into my mind, and I remembered Bart Simpson in the 90s and how I watched it every week. And then I thought, is The Simpsons still on the air? I think it is, but I don't ever think of The Simpsons anymore. But it was great. It was great for a while. Howard Stern was great for a while, but he changed. And it's like all this stuff. I didn't change, they changed. But I don't know. Maybe The Simpsons isn't on the air anymore. But I just don't know. God
Here's
damn it!
Tales of Suspense 54.
Wait, let me flip back to you.
Stan Lee and Larry Lieber stories.
Okay. Larry Lieber is a decent artist. People don't give him credit. When I saw his art on those those Atlas Seaboard comics, I mean, it really is. He really was good. Last Frontier says that issue of Amazing Adult Fantasy is about $400. Well,
Sold.
that's if someone buys it. Yeah.
Is that a claim?
You want to have a claim sale? Oh yeah, some of those books still, my nostrils still have the smell of. It's not an old comic smell. It's almost like the smell of dirt or something.
I want to smell this book. Look at this 8.0.
Yeah, I know that I want to smell, but those Archie comics, man, that may be what was that comic collector guy with the red hair that bought Archie and romance comics, and he used to come on, and he was always like laying in. It looked like he was always laying down in a coffin when he came on the live stream because he said he bought some romance books and they had some horrible smell and it made him sick for months. What he
I
was
just
the
noticed that this
classic
kid.
comic collector.
Just noticed this kid is running towards Frankenstein and says it's alive, and he's running towards him.
Yeah. Well, if you got to open that package. That couple that's running, if you put that in front of the bat that has Adam West riding it, and they're in front running in fear from the bat about to catch them, um, that'll look great. Yeah, don't keep it in the package. I never threw away the back card, but you might want to open it Meyer Greenblatt style from the bottom. Oh, look at that. Oh, that looks like it's brand new. Just that's what, issue 2 or what is that?
5.
5. The first one I bought was 4. I never got that issue. I bought 4 off the newsstand as a second grader. Man, what would that sell for? That's something I would like. Look at the beautiful coloring on that. What would you sell that one for? Do you have any clue?
Nobody cares about number 5.
I care about 5. I'm not a key collector. Those fucking idiots. What do you think?
The 9.0 copy.
Oh shit. Well, 9.0s aren't meant for me, I don't think. Yeah. Yeah, someday someone will get that. Well, this morning, I saw a bald eagle about half a football field away from me, sitting on top of a tree stump. I don't think I've ever seen a bald eagle in person before. Um, so maybe that has some significance for the upcoming election.
We
I don't
have
know.
them, a lot of them out here up north.
You have a lot of them in Arizona?
Yeah, up north. Yeah.
Oh, up north. I guess I'm up north. I forget I'm not in Texas anymore. Anyway, I was telling you, Howler Mouse contacted me and said, it would be good for us to do a live stream sometime. So that'd be cool. He said he'll contact me, and I think Friday night Paulo has invited me to be on a live stream that he's doing for his friend. So that'll that'll be cool. I'll give you guys a link to wherever the heck I'm gonna be. I think he says it's someone named Jared Osborne. He's always talking about this guy, Jared Osborne. I don't know who it is. Every time I hear that name, I think of American Movie Classics, some guy that used to talk about classic movies, but I think that was some other Osborne. Oh, man.
They'll have these guys running away from Batman.
Yeah.
The couple.
Um, hey, why don't you have him running from your garbage pail kid whose head is exploding like an atomic bomb, and they're running like from the nuclear blast? Library 8 says, "Oh yes, I've seen Jared Osborne's channel. I might subscribe to it. I just can't place who he is. I just am never really around on Friday night. I'm always, yep, Paulo and Jared, good show. Jared used to draw or paint for Marvel. Oh, okay. Um,
I
yeah,
just like this box. I've
Paulo's
never seen
getting,
a box like this before.
yeah, Paulo's getting better and better as a guest on the show. It's really fun to listen to him talk. He can talk about anything.
Yeah, they don't make packaging like this anymore. Where it's.
No, no. So where did you get it from? eBay?
No, there's a secondhand store I went to.
Oh yeah, I think you told me that.
My friend was working there, so
It's the
I when I
same
first
place where you
went
got the
in,
mummy model.
yeah, when I first went in though, there was all it was anime.
Oh,
The
terrible.
whole store, the whole entire store, went down every row, and it was all anime. And I was getting ready to leave, and I off to my right, I seen a passage through to the next door. You could pass through to next door, and that's where their vintage stuff was.
Oh wow.
So the whole other side was like this area I needed to be in. I didn't need to go into this other anime section.
Did you get everything cool, or is there stuff you have to go back
Nobody
for?
was even nobody was even in the vintage section. And then they even had an EC comic in there. He had a weird science in there.
A real one or a reprint?
Yeah, a real one, but the cover wasn't cool at all though. It was like the worst weird science cover I think I'd ever seen.
Mm.
But even the worst EC cover is better than anything. I don't know if you've ever seen all the EC Weird Science, but this one was probably I would it was probably a $200 book. I think they wanted for it, and I think it was just because the cover wasn't one that you see on people's walls. So I was halfway tempted to buy it just because you don't see EC comics here.
Yeah, they probably all turned to dust in the desert.
But that book didn't come from here. That book would
Yeah,
if it was from here, it would have been gone already.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But what else was in the nostalgia section?
So they had just everything that you would see, He-Man and Transformers, and
Oh, that kind of nostalgia.
they,
Okay.
they just had the popular stuff. They didn't have there wasn't like a Roy Rogers section.
Okay. It's aimed at 30 to
I'm
40 year
sure they,
olds.
they probably had the Roy Rogers stuff in the back.
Yeah,
'cause
because that's aimed at 80, 90 year olds that aren't
I was
getting
I was like
around.
kind of like trying to peek back there because I could tell they had a big room in the back, and I was kind of trying to peek back there to see what kind of stuff they had.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause that's where you find the weird, cool stuff that we like.
Yeah.
They're not going to they're going to sell it on eBay because it's going to actually sell over there. That's what happens is, these places they have no other choice but to sell it on eBay. It's not going to sell inside their store.
Yeah. There's fewer and fewer people after certain things. Um,
If more and more people came in and asked for me for that kind of stuff, then I would actually put it out on the floor, but nobody comes in and asks for it.
Well, do you keep those slabs you just showed out where the customers see them, or are they
No,
held? Are they in the back?
no, I can show them to people, but nobody's looking for that stuff.
I don't know. I would think maybe the third appearance of Iron Man could sell to somebody that walked in.
No.
Have you ever had it out where people could see it?
Yeah, I used to have it on the wall for a few years.
Okay, well, you know better than me. I would think someone would want that, but I guess it's not a key issue, and that's all these.
Yeah,
The,
like all those Spider-Man books I got, like that Venom, first Venom that sold already.
yeah,
All that Spider-Man stuff sold already.
yeah. Weird. Man, I can't get that stench out of my nose. I'm not doing a very good advertisement for the claim sales, all right? Am I? Oh God.
Well,
Okay.
I had some guys that came in earlier, and they stunk up my store like a dang ashtray. They were such hardcore smokers that they were just. I mean, they smelled like they had ashtrays in their pockets.
Yeah. Well, that's the way things used to be. That's the way my dad was. That generation, they smoked heavily. Well, I don't know. I guess I should go upstairs and hang out with my wife because she's not working tonight. Tomorrow night she'll be working, I guess, till 11. I'll be able to hang out. And I'm sure your store's closed at this point. You probably want to get home and feed the dogs and stuff.
Yeah, they're waiting for their Burt Ward cereal.
Yeah. So there's got to be some way to get a timer dispenser that, at a certain time will let the, I'm sure they make something like that. But
Oh, my dogs? No, my dogs are. They only eat when I'm home.
yeah. Oh, my
They
wife's
won't.
saying this headache is beating me down, man. Um,
I had one of those the other day. It was pretty bad. I went to sleep with it, and I woke up and I still had it.
I see the dog is puked here. I think that's, I'm just now seeing that. That's from the other day. Oh, she is running around in a circle. What are you up to, Drew? Well, I guess I'll go ahead and end the stream, guys, and I will just chasing her tail. I'll be back tomorrow night at some point to do another horrible live stream. So, and we'll find out what sells tomorrow.
Let's try to figure out a
Everybody's,
date, a solid date, and then we can start promoting it for the
I
Halloween.
think that everyone was saying October 30th. Let's promote it for October 30th. And I don't
I
know if
think
I've
you already
changed.
have. You might already have the show created.
It is created. I don't know if it says October 30th or 31st. If not, I'll change it. And I don't know when I start it. I think I'll start it at 6 and just go till 11.
Right.
Horrible indeed. LOL. She says. All right. How dare you? Everyone's a critic. Well, we'll see you soon, guys. Take care. And please do. Oh, she's wanted. How about you just promote it's both nights, the 30th and 31st. It's a 2-night thing.
But the contest I want to promote.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's do the costume contest on the 30th and the 31st. We'll tell ghost stories.
Okay.
All right. So you can promote both, but and I don't
Pick a
know. I
good
mean,
thumbnail for the contest one, where like almost like a beauty pageant or something, where they're getting an award or something.
Okay, I'll look for a good picture. If you see a good picture, you can send it to me, and I'll establish that episode.
I have a good picture in mind. It was a Garbage Pail Kid where they're giving the winner something. They're like all aliens.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, maybe send me the picture somehow through. Send it to me through a text.
Yeah, I'll do that now, and then I'll know which show to promote when I see that thumbnail.
Yeah, I'll send you a link on Instagram to the show to promote, or maybe I should put your name in the title somehow. Well, I really should because yeah, I should put your name in the title. It might make it long, but if you're giving up all these cool prizes, that they were saying on that live stream that the first series of those little kids dressed in Halloween costumes, the little NECA figures that Andy Halloween was saying that someone said they paid $200 for the set, and he said that's a bargain right now. Is that true?
Probably, but the thing with NECA is once they see the secondary market selling for a lot, they reproduce them. They don't even put dates on their figures anymore. So
Oh, so you don't know a replica from the original series? There'd be no way to
there's
tell.
no difference between print runs.
There's no difference. So then the prices will crash.
Uh huh.
Okay. And I have a series one that's on hold. That's one my wife keeps asking.
Yeah,
What's
they don't care. They don't care that the secondary market is making money. They want to make money.
what is the retail price, the original retail price, if you get the whole series of
It's $125.
and so now there's so $200 now is how much people are paying now, or more,
I
according.
think they're paying more, but that's just crazy. I don't pay that because they're gonna remake them all.
Well, if
If you have them,
if
sell them. If you have them, sell them, and then rebuy them later.
yeah, well, if you were a mean store owner and I had that stuff on hold, you jack the price up. But you're an honest
I like
person.
looking at them. I look at them every day up there. I don't care if you keep them up there forever.
Okay, so that stuff doesn't even fit in my cabinet. Um,
I like looking at them because they're cool.
my wife's saying I wish we could screen share stuff though. You mean on right now or on the Halloween night? Last Frontiers, thanks for helping make my work go by faster. Oh, that's right. You work during the week. Um, Last Frontier, you when can you make your next appearance on the show? Is there any could if I do this stream on Saturday and we go to the toy show with Kevin and then you've got to go to your store and then maybe when you go to your store you could pop on from your store and then maybe Last Frontier could show some comics. Um, oh, my wife says on Halloween night. I think there's a way to do it. Like I can take pictures and I can be cool to show stuff. Oh, like Kevin sent me a picture of another one of the Mego figures that's coming out um, for the Phoenix, not the Marvel Phoenix, but the Phoenix from Atlas Seaboard. Um, I could show you guys. He sent me the picture. Um, uh, guys, you know what's really weird? I was thinking this morning that it's almost like Atlas Seaboard. It's like a fantasy world where Atlas Seaboard was popular, and they Mego, which was around at the time, um, actually put out figures, and because here's the oh, you can barely see it. You see, that's the Phoenix character, and he's got comic included that I bought that comic when I was in fourth grade, and this is the Grim Ghost figure they're coming out with, and apparently they're going to be in Walmart. I don't know who in Walmart is going to buy a figure of a character that nobody knows who it is.
I
It's
will buy
just
both of them, but I
I
think this is gonna bankrupt the company. Maybe
well, they're getting into such obscure territory where it's just like I can't imagine there's more than 100 people in the United States that
If
care
you
about
go
this
to,
line of comics.
if you, I mean, they could even sell Aquaman. How are they going to sell those figures?
Oh man, I need an Aquaman. I wish I could have an original Aquaman. That was one of my beloved figures from, but because I used him in the tub, in the bathtub when I was in third and fourth grade, and maybe second grade, he fell apart. I wish I could. If Walmart still has Aquaman replicas, I'd like to get one. See, here's the wig that Kevin sent me. That's the same wig, right?
Yes, it's
Okay,
supposed to
here's
be.
how I can shave. I can show pictures that I have saved on StreamYard. Here's the guy that played the alien in Alien. Oh shit! This music's gonna get me a copyright claim. God damn it!
I can't even hear it, so I don't think
Oh,
it's
oh,
going to do it.
good. That's good. But where's my sound volume control?
All you have to do is rate it. I give that music a five
Yeah,
out of
5.0.
10.
This is the greatest disco song about cruising ever. Where's my control? Shit.
5.0 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and end the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Take care, everybody. I can't.